and Israel. July 3rd to July 6th, we're going to have the North Carolina cookout in Fayetteville. This year, the cookout is going to be in Fayetteville at Seabrooks Park. Don't miss it, Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are all invited. All right? We're going to bring you on and show you all where slaves were brought to be sold. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And on Sunday, we're going to have a cookout. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, bring your family. Your kids, your wives, and uncle, grandma, everybody. We're going to have a fun time at Seabrook Park. Shalom.
I'm taking a look in the streets. It's real every day what I see. We constantly searching for peace. My people just wanna be free. We tired of the cell blocks and the bullshit. That lying nigga in the
I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA presents the first ever Carolina Cult Classic Cookout. The Cult Classic is going down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, July 3rd through to the 6th. You need to book your hotels now. Here are some of the hotels available right now. Embassy Suites, 4760 Lake Valley Drive.
Call them now.
910-826-3600. Spring Hill Suites, 4750 Lake Valley Drive.
Telephone
910-860-3000. Go ahead, book your hotels right now. The Oppressors 4th of July celebration is right around the corner as well, and hotels will be filling up quickly. Here are some more hotels to consider. Candlewood Suites, 4108 Legend Avenue. Telephone number 910-868-0873. And Home 2 Suites, 4035 Sycamore Dairy. Telephone 910-223-1170. It's going down July 6th, I.S.U.P.K. Carolina Call Classic Cookout. Shalom.
Time for my niggas to be an honor and a blessing. Under Commanding General YAHANNA.
No holiday, taking out Dollar Tree. Watch out, we fall away. It's a high home. Hand souls are like trumpets is growing. Can you feel me your toe, man? It's a high home. The dedications for real sisters glad to have you. We feasting tabernacle. It's a high home. First fruits to spread 11 bread and day to rest our head. It's a high home. No sweat, got a head start on you. Waking up a priest feeling royal. Shouting out and down to the power. Our Father, good God. Just a sight of make a head the blood boil. The real wanna know you. Sisters get different that never consider submitting. They can feel it. Look how I'm different. Only rolling up, sitting on high. Too fly, no sign. The dry swishing eye, nigga. My spirit's like the most high living. Catch me with the outer wall sipping. You ain't no pricing out from the same tribe. We kin up on my father's side. Look how we resemble. He a nigga, I'm a nigga. All my niggas Latino, Native Indian. All black party, you ain't getting it. Spirit ridiculous. God washed our city. Anointed us from the beginning. Wrapped us in linen. Silk bracelets, ornaments, earrings that bling on our women. That ornaments and a chain that swing from my neck. Big jewels in the crowns of the head of a bunch of mighty men. Though we all one body. My brother never go without it. If I got it, he got it, we got it together. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you step, who you threaten. It's a high holy day. No holiday, taking out Dollar Tree. Watch how we fall away. It's a high holy day. Hand souls are like trumpets is blowing. Can you feel me your toe, man? It's a high holy day. The dedications for real sisters glad to have you. We feasting tabernacle. It's a high holy day. First fruits to spread 11 bread and day to rest our head. It's a high holy day. The trials and trials, the most high behind us. So it don't matter if we not desired. You cowards be quiet in the midst of a prince. Stay clear in your fears. Contagious like bravery on these all steel men over here. Like Christ showing militants. Other camps, he feminine. Scared to fight demons like addicts having habits. Fathers lying down instead of fighting on the savage. Shallow wild might, Hebrew individualites. But they think they all follow Christ and got saved some way. Maybe one day you'll see just how it feels. Making 144 in my ears as I'm steering. To get there and had no fear, man. Chatting out the south, he called me the wheel, man. Every day my zeal been up in the stuff like my garments. Y.A.P.K, what they call me. I be like hard on the wall and I'm on it. Just give me the order so I know what the Lord wants. Meanwhile, I took a straw, drink a strawberry orange. All the warrior, be on the jacket and the floor thing. Fist up, reunion, the Lord made. Get your kids and ribs up, throw your fist up. Tell them what's your name. What's your name? What's your name? And they can't do shit at all. It's a high holy day, no holiday. Paying idolatry. Watch how we fall away. It's a high holy day. Hand souls are like trumpets is blowing. Can you feel your toe, man? It's a high holy day. The dedications for real sisters got to have it. We feasting tabernacle. It's a high holy day. First fruits to spread 11 bread and say the rest our head. It's a high holy day.
You see these high holy days, black man, Latino, and indigenous. These are the Lord's high holy days. These are your high holy days that you should be celebrating. Not Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, Mama's days, whatever white man days that he said you should celebrate. That has nothing to do with us. But these high holy days that are in the scriptures, those are the days that you should celebrate. Black man, Latino, and indigenous, you are God's chosen people. You keep these high holy days.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are
Let me take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got the right at birth, the devil's redefining work.
someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough and recreate the flow. They think they making though, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was family, view one bread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Sam is taking shot to David Berkowitz. Pussy.
Someday you'll pay the price.
A different discipline existed than this New York state of mind, say since not no not the actor, but the year we's effort. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turned his words to mirth from Babel. Front lines is 69, I follow protocol. This kingdom built on God bones, so I can't love Esau, and I can't fuck with y'all. I ain't gotta say it twice, you vouching for the enemy, but
someday you'll pay the price.
look, my father ain't have a father cause of dope. I'm anti-politics cause Christ died from a vote. How the richest nation locked the homeless up for being cold. How ironic they relating, smoking weed to getting stoned.
You trim your ways and seek they love. I'ma bring this sword back wet with a vesta dipped in blood. Niggas giving up when they don't even give enough. Going nowhere fast, niggas always in a rush. I give them love cause my brothers lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. No way I can serve another God. I give my love cause my brothers lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. I can't serve another God. Cold-blooded.
You know that you are. As cold as ice to me. You know that you are.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west. They're...
Let me know. We ready?
Ready.
Yep. I'm stopping up. Yabson Shabaka Thumb, Yawshama Thumb, Basham Yasha is Captain Mashak, live in DC, I.S.U.P.K under command and General YAHANNA holding it down in DC scripture breakdown class and law class. Any questions you have on anything, you could ask in this class. We're going into tonight more of the Uncle Toms of the FBA and the Pan-Africanist melanated dumbest movement in the entire earth for not siding with our Latino and Native and first indigenous nation brothers. All right. You're not siding with us at all, but you worry about Southern Sudan and Libya and all kind of BS. You get the point? Facebook think they're slick. I'm looking for the Iran class from last week. I can't find it on the DC page. I can't see the shit at all. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. I know it was on there.
Yeah, sure.
But I ain't seeing it. You'll let me know if y'all could look back now and see the shit. You know what I mean? You have some chapter. What's going on, Hebrew? You know what I mean? So y'all see Diddy, you know, he was too oily for them to hold him out. It was too slippery. You know, Diddy slipped out their hands, brother. Take that. Not surprising. Money talks and Diddy walks. All right. That should have been the title for the show tonight. Money, it ain't too late. Money talks and Diddy walks. You know what I mean? The sad thing about it is Israelites are going to look at what happened with Diddy and think they can do the same thing. Like what happened with Diddy is an anomaly. You know, Bill Cosby them in jail. R. Kelly in jail. That's an anomaly what happened with Diddy. I think that's them. I don't know for sure. I think that's them small hats trying to teach him a lesson for wanting to, you know, have his own Ciroc and his own his own channel and shit. They come to him and say, listen, nigga, we own you. And we'll take all them tapes of you having fun with us anyway. That's what them raids was about. You know what I mean? But it's definitely not a good lesson for us at all. You know what I mean? We don't even have money to make the type of bail. He was offering bail. Most of us, we get offered the bail and don't have the money to pay the bail. Diddy was offering bail, his homes, his jets. He offered the judge everything but his ass. And the judge said, la. You know what I mean? And now I think basically he's fighting for the same situation again, to be out on bail as he waiting for the sentencing. I think that's the last I heard. I don't know if they come back with did they come back with sentencing yet or just the verdict?
What I understand, just the verdict.
Just the verdict. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So y'all stay tuned. It's going to be one of them ones. All right. Of course, like I say, if you have any questions, you definitely could type them in. Tune in tonight on the real General YAHANNA. Of course, we're gonna go into the stories, midweek stories, getting everything going on the Black Watch. Tune in tonight from 10 p.m. shortly after this class. We're gonna rock again. You know what I mean? Of course, you could always chime in there too. Also tonight, Wednesday, you usually have that number. We're gonna try to get up for the rest of the week. But that number, that call-in number, you have a call-in number. You could call and ask your questions. Because you run me the number if you don't mind.
202-989-1950.
Say it one more time.
202-989-1950.
Right, 202-989-1950. You could call in anytime, ask your questions, type your questions in. We're going to get the full breakdown for you. If I don't have it, best believe I'm going to go to the general and ask for a breakdown and come back to you, or link, post the link of the breakdown so you could get the answer. So that's it. What we have this weekend, Bukwaj? What we have lined up this weekend? Too slow. What we got lined up this weekend, Shapat? Y'all too slow. Shapat acting like he ain't hearing me. You see what's going on? Nah, forget it. We got with the North Carolina cookout, the classic cookout, right? These brothers sleeping at 7 p.m. Yeah, I mean, Shapat over there acting like he ain't hearing me. He act like he the only one went nigga school. You know what I mean? We all graduate from the nigga school. I ain't hearing you now. Look, I'm focused right here, Shapat. All right, we got the classic North Carolina classic cookout. You'll get down there in Fayetteville, not too far away from Durham. Drive there, East Coast. You should be heavy down there, boys. It's driving distance. We get down there, man. I know it's the Esau holiday weekend, but we're gonna make it happen. The cookout, I think, is Sunday. They have a ton of events from is it tonight? No, tomorrow night, I believe. General Hyman scripture breakdown class. Fridays, I think they go into the range, or that's the kickball thing, or it could be Saturdays the range and Fridays the kickball, or Fridays the range, Saturdays the kickball thing. North Carolina got all the clubs, so they're probably going to be clubbing from tonight, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, and Sunday. They're probably in the club right now. You know what I mean? Get down there, and then Sunday for sure is the cookout day. You'll get down there. Let's get together, man. Like, this is a time. The getting together for the sake of brotherhood is going to strengthen you for what's coming. Like Trump and them putting us in a slow pot, a very, very slow pot, and they've been cooking this thing since 2016. Like you think this thing is just as he come in office 60 days or 100 days executive orders. They've been moving the chess pieces since 2016, brother. You know what I mean? Right now they just executed. That's why things is going down the pipe so quickly, because it's execution time. They done lined everything up, sacrifice who they had to sacrifice like a chessboard, or let some pawns go. And now it's just every move is eaten. Every move is a big eat. You see how we say Elon Musk? I don't know. We'll have to look into deporting him, or we could set Doge on him. See, that's what we could do. You'll don't see that interview. You'll tune into the radio show tonight. He said, yeah, we could set Doge on him. We could set the monster on him. Trump is a gangster, man. That nigga in Goodfellas. He's sitting down with you at the table laughing. Next thing you know, he's stabbing you up in the trunk. You get the point? So you get together with your brothers, man. The scriptures say, iron sharpeneth iron, man. And nothing lift the countenance of a brother than another brother. Right. You get the point? I'm paraphrasing, of course. Let's get down there, man. Get this brotherhood right and in order, and this sisterhood. We're going to need everything together. Shapat, I'm still in here, and you could put 2 hands up. Right? No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
I'm just noticing as well that, they took that class down from last week. Mm-hmm. That was a heavy class.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, hold on. I saw it on Facebook, but I couldn't. I don't know. I thought maybe something like Facebook load something slow, and I ain't seeing it. But it's on YouTube. It's fine. But I'm like, good night, boy. Them Iranians, they ain't want nobody know they got slave money. You know what I mean? So where we at now? If anybody have any questions, let me know. You could type them in. Make sure the audio is to Wab. If you have any questions, call them in. We're definitely gonna go into it a lot tonight. All right, please. Any questions at all?
There's no question, but there's a statement.
Go ahead.
From Samuel Manley, he says, "You ISUPK have no sense. Free Diddy, lock up ISUPK."
I mean, listen, man. I know you want to be in the free call. I know you want that oil between your cheeks. I understand that shit. You want no friction at all. You want that oil there. You want to be well lubed for the 4th of July. That's what you want. So of course you want us locked up, and that's fine. You know what I mean? We locked up right now, nigga. You think America is a country? America is a large prison.
Right.
America is a large prison and nothing else. Right? All right, so boom. Give me Genesis 49. Give me Issachar. Give me the tribe of Issachar. Let's start with Genesis 49. Start me off with the blessings for Israel. Let me see what he says in the last days. So we're gonna go through who the Latinos are. We're gonna go through some of the prophecies for the Latinos and some history on the experience of our brothers in America that the dummies of the FBA, you know, they're so stupid. That's such a dumb name, FBA. It sounds so stupid, so dumb and illiterate and just soft. The dummies of the FBA like to hate on our brothers, not understanding, man, that we the same people. And the people that they think is brothers is not. All right? Who have it?
And the book of Genesis, chapter 49. Go ahead.
Yes, let's start at 1, right? That's what one is where the whole thing starts, right? Let's start at 1, and then we're going to skip ahead.
Can. The book of Genesis, chapter 49, and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Verse
Go
2.
ahead.
Verse 2. Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power.
Right. So this is Jacob. This is Jacob here. This is him telling, he said, gather together the 12 sons of Israel, and he'll tell us what would befall us in the last days, right? And we in the last days right now. So Genesis 49 is the chapter of what would be the stereotype characteristic of the tribe. This is not every single person in the tribe, but as a people. Just like what are Japanese known for? What are the Japanese known for? Just give me the first thing that comes to your mind.
PlayStation.
Say again?
PlayStation.
They make PlayStation? I thought it was Chinese. I don't know. Salaki. Okay, that's definitely. I'm talking about culturally. Give me a cultural thing.
Samurais.
They're known for the samurais, right? They're known for that whole honor system and the samurais and death before dishonor. Go ahead. Sushi, right? Now, is every Japanese a samurai? Is every Japanese descended from samurais? Does every Japanese eat sushi? Right? It's a cultural stigma. It's a cultural stigma that's a stereotype that was biblical, that was written in the Bible for our identification. You get the point? That's what it's there for. That's what this whole chapter is. So you're looking for these cultural identifiers. Like Esau, Esau has what he call genetic identifiers, or they call them genetic markers, right? Genesis 49 is our genetic and spiritual markers or identifiers. And that's how you'll know who is who in the last days. All right. So he said Reuben is what? Read verse 2 again. Make sure all your phones on vibrate, please. All right.
Can. The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 2. Gather yourselves together and hearken. Salakia. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Verse 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my mighty, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency.
Right, you say Reuben is the first. Go ahead, Salakia, the excellency, go ahead.
The excellency of dignity and the excellency of power.
All right, stop there. He said, Reuben, you are my strength. You are my firstborn. Reuben is the firstborn to Jacob, to Israel, right? He said, you are my might and strength. You are the excellency of dignity and honor, right? And the Reubenite Indians are the Reubenite tribe, the tribe of Reuben. One of those tribes today is the Seminole Indians, right? The Seminole Indians are from the tribe of Reuben, right? And the Seminole Indians are known for having that, that kind of stoic, staunch honor system and honor code, and very honorable with how they move. That's a part of their characteristic. You get the point? Keep going. Hold on, let me grab my shit on again. Go ahead. Go ahead, whoever's reading.
Verse 4.
He might be on mute. Is he on mute?
No, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. Verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren, and instruments of cruelty are in their habitation.
Hold on, before you move on, right? Reuben also is technically still at war with America. All right, in the technical terms, have always resisted Esau and the advances of America. All right, and it's so evil how the state of Florida is when it comes to dealing with the children of the Most High. Right, you see, in 2 days they found money to build a prison. You get the point? They found money to build a prison, and they call it Alligator Alcatraz. Like, I'm telling you what's coming next. What's coming next, brother? You see all them movies, we watch them Hunger Games, and you remember Running Man? Some of you younger brothers ain't gonna know about Running Man. You remember Running Man? That was one of Schwarzenegger's first movies, where it was similar to like how Hunger Games is, and they just in a whole place separate, and you had to run until you die. And it's there for entertainment. Like, that's what that thing is going to turn into. They're really bringing back slavery through the pen, right? We're gonna get that in Daniel as well. They're using that pen to make it legal again, to make it, a better system than what they had before. All right, go ahead.
Like, there was I seen that Stephen King made a book, and they're making a movie of it. It's called The Long Walk. And it's something like Hunger Games, where they get young men or teenagers to walk, and it's 100 of them, and whoever walks slower than 4 miles an hour, I want to say it's a pace. Whoever walks slower than 4 miles an hour, they get 3 warnings.
Hold on, so I can take this up. Chill out. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So what was that?
Like
as I was saying, sir.
No, I was going to say, if you could finish what you were saying. I wanted to hear what you was describing, what you were just talking about. Please.
Sir. Okay, so they have this it's called The Long Walk, and they recruit people. When I say people, I'm talking about teenagers who's like, I want to say up to 18 and 19 years old, and they force them to walk, and you just walk until there's only one person left, and the one person gets his very grand prize. but you get 3 warnings if you are if you slow down less than I want to say less than 4 miles an hour. So you get 3 warnings, and on the third warning, the first warning they tell you first warning, second warning they tell you second warning, and the third warning what they call is you buy the big ticket. What it is a bunch of soldiers on a track walking, in the track behind them, and whoever gets that third warning, boom, they buy the big ticket, and they just keep doing it until there is no one or one person left, and they just walking until it's over, it's finished. So and from what I understand, it can last days. They walk 100, 150 miles or whatever, so their feet bleed, so they get cramps, they slow down, they're gone. They're buying a big ticket. It's supposed to be is a Stephen King novel, and they made it into a movie. It's supposed to be coming out this summer sometime or in the fall. But that's all I wanted to bring out. This is what Cap was saying. They're gonna start doing these wicked type things, when they empower, they're gonna be start doing this nonsense that's gonna be going on. You know what I'm saying? Did you have something, Shapat?
No.
All right, Salakia. If we could keep reading.
The book of Genesis.
Pick back up.
You hear me? Salakia, you hear me?
Sir, I hear you.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 4. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, and defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
Right? It's like real quick. If anybody doesn't know why this is happening, is because Reuben went up and one of Jacob's ribs. You know what I'm saying? He laid with one of his ribs, and this is his punishment for doing that. He's saying he's going to be unstable, stable as a water. If I pick up a cup of water, a bottle of water, you know what I'm saying, it's held in this container. But once I pour it out, it goes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It goes everywhere, and just how the way it goes everywhere, you get enough water. You know what I'm saying? It's a mighty thing. It can bring life, and it can also, end it. But the scripture right here is saying Reuben is going to be unstable because of that wicked thing that he had done. Right? Let's keep going. Do you have some?
He also lost the heritage because of that.
Right. According to our history or our tradition, the firstborn gets the inheritance. You know what I'm saying? Once the father passes on, the eldest son takes over. You know what I'm saying? He acts as the father would if he was still here. You know what I'm saying? So he's still taking care of his father's wives. He's still taking up care of his father's children, his brothers and sisters and whatnot. He would act just like he would act if his father was here. But because he did that wicked thing, you know what I'm saying, it was taken away from him and given to Judah. And now Judah is the one that holds that position. And why did he do that? Is because he showed that he can you know what I'm saying, hold that position. He was a very honorable man, Judah. That's why his father gave him that put him in the position of being the gaining the inheritance.
Yes, so like if I mean.
Sir.
Right, and again, just like Cap was bringing out earlier on, the importance of really understanding that as a family, we face trials, let me say on different levels, but as a family and a whole, we will experience the same let me say punishments based on, you know, the people that doesn't, let me say that is not our family. They would attack us, right? And you know, in different, let me say, zones that we are in, right? And just like as we, you know, we look at Genesis 49, it is a good platform to understand, you know, a father speaking to his sons and telling them beware or look out, you know, and if you do be aware and look out, let me say, for the, let me say, nations that are round about us, now there might be consequences that we might face, you know, because of our disobedience of not, you know, being aware of who is around us. And like just any good father would always warn his children. And you know, Genesis 49, you know, is always, I always say, like, that platform is like to understand, yeah, a father talking to his sons and tell them, hey, in a short time, if all you do listen to me, all you go get punished. I'm telling all you, you know, all the qualities that, you know, that all you hold, or all you, you know, would be, let me say, amongst nations. And if you all, you know, drop all your guard, you know, this could happen to you all. I just want to add that. Yes, like. Yeah.
Right. That's absolutely solid and heavy what also Suwap is saying. Exactly. Because if you just look at the whole the Bible in its entirety, it's just like this passage right here, Genesis 49. It's a father talking to, you know, his sons, you know what I'm saying, and letting us know what's going to happen. And it's it's up to us to believe him and actually do it. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, we're gonna find ourselves, you know, what we call SOL, you know, crap out of luck. Because if we don't follow the instructions that our Father gave us, there's going to be a whole ton of consequences on the outside of his grace. You got some spot?
I made this when he made me realize when he was saying that. Like this is like the first instance, like when in Deuteronomy 28, where Moses was like, if you do listen, you know, you get all these blessings. He was talking to all of Israel. Well, you know, saying Jacob was talking to all of Israel at this time. You know what I mean? His sons. And you know, if you do listen, he was talking about the honorable things that they had. But if you don't listen, like the bad things about you, these are happening. You know what I mean? But it was prophesying. They were going to happen.
You know, like when you were a kid, or if you see, you know, small children, they you tell them kids to do something, they just automatically go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't really question you or you know, try and buck back against what you're telling them to do and whatnot. It's only once they, you know, start getting older, you know what I'm saying, and I guess their will wants to be imposed on somebody, on you. That's when they start bucking back. There was a time when the Most High told us to do stuff, and there was no question. You know what I'm saying? There was no question. We was by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have any other outside influences where we would have to question the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So when the Most High told when Most High told Abraham to sacrifice your son, he was like, all right. There was no question.
Right.
He was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to do this. And then when he was about to do it, Most High said stop. He was like, all right, I'm gonna stop. But then, you know, we got around other people, and the Most High told us to do stuff, and then we was like, well, why we gotta do that? You know what I'm saying? They ain't doing that. Why do I have to not eat pork? When they cooking it, it smells good. I want what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? You ever see where kids come home from school, especially, you know, like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, something around that time frame. They come home from school and they ask to do something like, where you get that from? You know what I'm saying? Where you get that from? Because I never told you about that, and that's not around us. So where you get that from? So when Most High, it was a time, like I said, when the Most High told us to do something, there wasn't. I'm not gonna say there was never a consequence. It was just, hey, do it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It was just do it. Even when it was in the garden. Someone said something?
Yeah, still like if I mean, right? And you know, just to go off of that, and you know, just like Commander General, and I always say, we need a black man in every black house, right? And without the black man being in that house, you wouldn't really understand or know, your children, because now they grow up without a father now. And Jacob now being, as we say, as the father in that house, and growing up and seeing he could pinpoint and tell them, hey, your ups and your downs. And he see everything because now the father are wrong. Now like the father being out of the home, like in this time that we in right now, you can really say, well, hey, I know this child, I know the good, I know the bad. All you need is hearing about them. But being in that home is very important, and you could really bring that warning to your children. And this is why, again, the new, as we say, the new generation of black men is in the ISUPK under Commanding General. And this is the new generation, because these men would be in that home, raising these children, as you say, training them up, teaching them. So now you would see, and you could bring, as we say, that warning to the earliest possible time, and make these children know, hey, don't do this, follow these instructions. And this is why it's so important. And we say this platform, as we say, these records is so important to us. This is why, we must, and the Lord will bring us back, or gather us back together by any means necessary. Yes, like
That's a heavy point, right? Because just like you said, it's real heavy to have a black man in the house. You know what I'm saying? Giving you instruction. You know what I'm saying? Because it once upon a time, especially in the black community, there was a few generations in there that did not have fathers, black men in the house. You know what I'm saying? There's few of us who actually had that, had that structure, and you can see how different the people who had that structure versus the people who did not have that structure. And that's what Command General YAHANNA has been building up. And right now there's a whole new generation of having, you know what I'm saying, that structure with the black man, the so-called Native American Indian man, the so-called Hispanic man in the house, to give that instruction. Not only to give that instruction, but that black man is fully correct. When I say that black, I'm talking about the men who are up in there in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we're the ones who have been rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? Who have been who shed themselves of what we once were into something what we are right now. So in order to raise a unit, you have to have some sort of order and discipline. And even the men who are not in the I.S.U.P.K, even just having that man in the house shows you, you know what I'm saying, a level of discipline and integrity. You know what I'm saying? Just having him around, you're not going to be all, all the way left. Even what they say, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard that phrase?
Oh God.
Even when I'm wrong, because that man is in the house, he's going to tell you how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? A woman can't tell you how to be a man because she has no way of being that. I remember there's a story about this woman, this feminist who I believe Cap brought it up, some time ago. There was this ultra feminist woman who says it's easy being a man, right? So she went undercover. You remember that, right? She went undercover. What's that?
It was a book.
Yeah, she wrote a book. So she went undercover for, I want to say, like 2 years or so. And as a man, doing, presenting as a man, going on dates with women and all this nonsense. And then come to find out she was 1,000% wrong. You know what I'm saying? All the things all the preconceived notions that she had about men, how easy that men, she thought how easy men had it and everything. She was like, she was totally wrong. She went into depression. Long story short, I'm gonna tell you the end of it. She self-deleted herself. You know what I'm saying? Because she couldn't get right from having the experience of being a man, even though she wasn't even supposed to be a man. But she experienced that, and then she was like, I can't deal with life anymore, so I'm just gonna self-delete myself. And that's what happened. You can look that up. You have some?
Argument made. She had said in the book that she found out that a lot of the freedoms that women have, men don't have. Like, we are held accountable for everything we do. You say the wrong thing in front of another man, you might just punch them out.
And with that, I pass the pass back over to Captain Shop.
But gosh, I hope you didn't steal some of my notes tonight. I know you was tempted out. He was like, hold on, let me rip this page out.
You handed it down just by allowing me to sit in the seat.
So I say, great priest, good priest borrow, great artist, great priest steal. Yeah, I mean, you laughing too? Okay, where we at?
Who's that? Verse 5, sir.
Okay,
no, he's finishing up verse 4.
Okay, so you finish up Asher, not Asher, Reuben, right? Reuben is the seminal lineage. Go ahead, Salah. Okay. I mean, if you want to, it's up to you. I don't know how you would do it. It's up to you. You could work that out. You could work that out. That's the water too, sis. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Brother, he's like, what kind of drinks it is? You sure? Sis, it's the fermented drink, so. Yeah, I mean, nah, I'm teasing. Nah, I appreciate that. Yeah, you could definitely work it out if you want to run, grab it. Would that mean that she needs to go out? Or you could open it from here? Or technology. Okay. Okay, where we at? Okay, so Reuben, Seminole Indians, right? Let's get down to it now. Let me catch up on some time. Who's reading? Anybody online?
Yeah.
All right, let's pick it up. Give me say again?
Verse 6.
Give me verse 5. You broke down verse 5? Give me verse 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations.
Right? In short, Simeon and Levi are brethren, right? Simeon is who? The so-called Dominicans, right? From Dominican Republic. Levi is who? The so-called Haitian on that island of Hispaniola. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Brethren mean they're dwelling together. All 12 tribes are brethren, but why do they put these two in the same verse? Each tribe have their own verse. There's no other one that's like, Ephraim and Issachar or Judah and Zebulun. Everybody has their own verse and breakdown for the characteristic, the personality, the stereotype that you would find, except Simeon and Levi. The Lord put them together in the prophecy because in the last days, you're going to find them together. You get the point? You're going to find them together. Simeon and Levi are Dominican Republic and the Republic of Haiti, right? They are also Latino. They also are Latino brothers because of the language they speak. Spanish comes from Latin. French also comes from Latin. That's why they're called Latinos. You get the point? Instruments of cruelty in their habitations. What does that mean? Habitation is where you live. Habitation is where your habitat is, where you live. Instruments of cruelty are how cruel they are to each other. This is how cruel they are to each other. Go ahead, sis. You might have to go. Okay, this is sort out there real quick, Quash, all right? Instruments of cruelty are how they treat and do each other with, the evil they do on the border, especially with Simeon to Levi. And then Levi would do what? Levi would retaliate. You can leave it right there on the chair. You can put it on your study table. You got it. And then Levi, of course, would retaliate. Since you want to make sure everything close up, or you good to go? You gotta get in it. Okay, no sweat. Levi may retaliate for all the bullying that they done did. For all the bullying that they done did. You could just stand and watch, all right? All the bullying that they done did. That's part of the prophecy. Skip me down to Zebulon, verse 13.
Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be an haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon.
All right. This is Zebulun. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea. So in the last days, you want to look for a people that is going to be dwelling close to the waters, and shall be a haven for ships, right? Like ships, meaning a ship is what? A large vessel that participates in trade, usually. Transport, a huge vessel that transports goods. You wouldn't call a speedboat a ship. You call it a boat. You wouldn't call a yacht a ship. A ship is that thing with containers. A ship is that thing that brought the slaves, which was a commodity at the time. A ship is, that thing that carries oil, like an oil tanker, that big old long thing you see on the Northern Sea. And Zebulun will be a haven for ships. A haven is what? What's the word haven mean? Haven. What does the word haven mean?
So, like I said, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, a haven, like a passage or a dwelling place, a habitat.
You closed it. Definition definitely gonna help. Anybody else?
It's
go ahead.
Haven from Oxford Dictionary is a safe place.
A what?
A safe or peaceful place.
A safe or peaceful place. Go ahead. No sweat. Go ahead, grab the door. Let's anybody else who looked it up. Anybody else who looked it up? Anybody else looked up haven?
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says a place of safety.
Just move it. Grab it and move it up, all right? Move up and down. Say it one more time, please.
A place of safety, a refuge.
A place of safety, a refuge. If there's one there, you can just leave it in there, all right? You might find, I think we out. Yeah, I think we out. Diane, so just leave it in there. We'll dump that out. It's up to you. You know what I mean? Say that one more time.
A place of safety, a refuge.
A place of safety or refuge. That's what a haven is. And you would usually hear the word haven with safe, like safe haven. This is a safe haven. A place of safety or refuge, which means what? Go ahead.
I got another one.
Come on, let me hear it.
It's a place offering favorable opportunities or conditions.
A place that offers favorable opportunities. Now, there's some opportunities that's not favorable. You know what I mean? Like, you might could climb to the top of Mount Everest and get your name down in the Guinness Book of Records, but that opportunity is not favorable. That's, you could do that, but it's not really favorable. And then there's another opportunity where you could just come into the Israelite school at UPK, learn how to serve the Lord, learn your culture, learn your history, learn your heritage, and become a modern day king and priest like the Lord promised. And that's an opportunity. That's a favorable opportunity.
Right.
And favor meaning what? It's bias. It's, it's better. And it's better because we are better. We the Lord's people. You get the point? In essence, the UPK is a haven for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You get the point? So now you understand what haven is. It's a place that's a refuge, a place you could seek out A place that is safe. It has a favorable opportunity. Now let's apply that to a ship. Why would a ship need a safe place, a place with favorable opportunities? What it says, safety and what? Refuge, a place of refuge. Why would a ship need that? Yeah, go ahead.
No, it had a next definition as well too now, right?
Let me hear you.
It say an intel providing shelter for ships or boats, a harbor or small port.
That's I totally forgot that one. After water, inlet provides providing shelter for what?
Ships, boats, a harbor for small or small port.
Right. So Zebulun would be an inlet providing shelter for boats, or Zebulun would be a harbor or port for these boats that seeking what? Refuge, a favorable opportunity, and safety. Why would they need refuge? Why would they need favorable opportunity? Why would they need safety? Why would they need a place to port? Somebody break it down. You may not have ever driven a ship, but I know you probably have carried goods from one place to another. You may have what? Been on a long. Why would you need a place of safety, of refuge, a place that has favorable opportunity? Why? Shapat?
Yeah, I mean, to restock and rest.
To rest, because it could be a long trip. Go ahead.
To restock, replenish.
You might could replenish right there. You get more fuel, more food, right? You could dump your waste off, right? And now you get fresh, fresh utensils and utilities, your toilet paper, your soaps, all that type of shit. Go ahead.
And then also you in a strange place, so you would need a safe place.
You need a safe place because you're carrying goods. You're carrying valuable goods, right? There's the piracy. Them Ethiopians and Sudanese and Somalians is known for being pirates. So much so that the boats on that side, I forget what sea that is. That's not the Indian Ocean, is it? I forget what sea that is. But brother, they be having 50 cals mounted on the deck of them boats are. And they see any little ship, any little boat coming. They're not asking questions no more. They just tearing the boats up. If they die at sea, if they die, they die. They made a movie on this shit. I forget the name with Tom Hanks. Where the little ugly Ethiopian say, "I'm the captain now." You remember that shit? Little ugly bastard. He say, "You Captain Ugly." Fuck you is. But the piracy is known for it. I think also off the coast of Nigeria, the piracy is known with them oil tankers and stuff. They go in there for goods. They be putting spike. Because you're supposed to be looking this up and all. You just sitting down there taking the shit in. You the engineer. You the sound engineer. Move them buttons out. Raise the levels out. Turn me up. All right. They be putting spikes and barbs on the side of some of them boats because what them pirates would do would just go and pull alongside the boat and scale it. And you throw a rope and a hook up and just jump up on the damn thing. You might just have to go tell her, sweat. Climb up on the boat, and before long you got pirates up there. It's the water. Just leave it in there. Don't worry. Don't even worry about it. Just leave it in there. Keep it simple. You just throw the whole thing out after. It's fine. To water sources. And they go there to try to raid. Some of them take over the boat. They take over the boat and hold it ransom. So now the company had to pay them to release the boat because it's goods. People want goods. You get the point? So you'll need a harbor or port that's safe, that you could restock, provide opportunity. Now, what harbor could that be in the world? Just think about the world scene. You have harbors everywhere. Iran threatening to cut off the Straits of Hormuz, right? Is Iran Zebulon? What's the proof?
It's not safe.
It's the water. It's not safe. End of story. Moving on. So that was going to get complicated. No, that's it. It's not safe. It's not a safe place. It's not a safe place. You get the point? Give me a harbor. Give me a harbor that ships go to on a long journey as a rest stop. That's the other part of the Straits of Hormuz. And the other one, what's the other one? There's another one, another major port over there, right? Ships don't go there for rest. You get the point? Ships don't, that's not a midpoint. That's, if anything, that's either end point or starting point for goods and services. You get it? You understand what I'm saying? That other one there with Gaza, with the Houthis and them, right? That's not the Straits of Hormuz, right? No, that's on the other side, I believe. I forget what that one is called, right? So where is that place of safety and refuge? Come on.
Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal. That's Zebulon, right? From what? Is Guatemala to Panama or Panama to Guatemala? Zebulon, right? That Panama Canal is that large harbor. That's a safe place for ships to come in there. You need to go look up the canal if you've never looked it up. I've been fascinated with engineering stuff. And sometimes, brother, I just sit down there and go to all the engineering stuff on Facebook and just like and follow everyone and just watch them build some amazing shit and learn the whole, brother, that canal is an amazing, amazing feat. It's an amazing invention. They cut through mountain. That shit is not, a lot of people think it's just a wide open place that the boats just go into. That shit is, imagine a huge parking lot, and where you have to go is on the other side of that parking lot, but it's high up. And brother, they flood, they operate that shit in chambers. You go into one chamber, they close it off, then they pump water in to raise you up to another level. Then that shit sails on. Then you go into another chamber, they close that off, they pump water, raise you up to another level. Then you cross over the highest parts in Panama. Then you reach somewhere, they close that shit off, then they drain the water and bring it down to another level. Then you sail a little more and they bring it down to the other level, to the other side. It's like going up an escalator and coming down an escalator. The shit is amazing. It's an amazing, amazing feat. And it's safe. You go there, the trade is good. That whole thing, it generates so much money. Zebulon is the children of Israel from Guatemala to Panama. That's the Panama Canal. The Lord prophesied this in Genesis 49, thousands of years ago. All right. You got some? Go ahead.
I'm showing the Canal as
yeah, definitely. I mean, brother, it's an amazing, amazing thing. And that thing was built what? When was that built? 1960s or something? 50s, maybe even before? No, I think it was around then, right? I think it was around then, 50s or 60s. I think they had a passage, but it was long. It was a longer route until they decided to actually cut through the mountain and develop this hydraulic system. Right? And again, in the last days, this is in the last days. 1903 to 1914. So what? Go ahead, Trinidad.
Oh, so somebody don't get the answer. 1904.
1904. So that's when the hydraulic thing was built, or just the canal was open?
So that when it started building, 1904.
That's when they start building the hydraulic thing. Done. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
I say wiki say construction started in 1881 and it was completed 15th of August 1914.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. The 1881 was probably when they just started opening up the channel.
Okay.
And I think one route was longer, like they had to go around that high point until they decided to cut all the way through everything and build the hydraulic system that lifts everything up. It could be. You'll check it out, check out the history. But the point is, that's the major port of the earth. That's a safe haven for ships. It's a safe haven. You ain't never heard about the canal getting blocked. Some Arab over there, blow the shit up. You'll never hear nothing about that. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe they might be listening class and be like, you know what, that nigga right. I don't know. They might do something crazy. All right, let's move down to one of the most hated people on the earth. I believe second only to the tribe of Judah. I think the world has a special penchant for the tribe of Judah. Nobody, like, everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Judah. I'm trying to tell you. I sat back and observed the thing, being a Benjamin from outside, being on one side of the fence at one time, watching the TV, hearing the stories, and now living amongst Judah, seeing it from the other side. I'm convinced that the marketing to hate Judah is something that needs to be studied. The psychological marketing is a hatred for the tribe of Judah. It's allowed. It's absolutely allowed to do. You allowed to do. You wake up one day, you just feel to hate some nigga, Shit, me too. That's the culture of the world. The entire effing world is like that. After the tribe of Judah is Issachar. Is Issachar, brother. I mean, something ridiculous. It's something ridiculous how much they hate Issachar. All right, so let's go into Issachar now. Give me verse 14. Shit. How could I forget? Levi and Issachar might be fighting for second place. You see, damn, I had to get to Levi. I don't forget Levi. Shit. Levi been hated since what, 1700? Since 1700 and something with two say on them. Levi been hated by the world. Hated so much so don't nobody consider Levi. You get the point? Go ahead. It was 14, whoever read it, whoever got it.
Can. 49, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens.
Mm-hmm. Issachar is what? The burro. That's a symbol. That's a signet, right? The burro, right? The donkey crouching down between two burdens, like how you would see a donkey with weight on either side. That's Issachar. Issachar is that. That's who he is. Issachar is strong and ready for work. Strong and ready to work. If you ever know anything about a donkey, brother, a donkey is strong. Could work. Could very well work. Low maintenance. Get the job done. Efficient with the whole thing.
Right.
It's not a horse. You can't ride him to yonder, but he'll climb that mountain with something strapped to his back though. You climb that shit all the way up and not even be a problem. You get the point? And it depends on how skillful you are. That's a guard dog too. Them jokers bite. Them jokers will F your ass up. I'm trying to tell you. Right? And shit, you ever hear the phrase kick it like a donkey? Donkey hit you a kick out. You are go see one of them reconstructive doctors. Your hip gonna be in West Baltimore. You're gonna be in DC. You get the point? Issachar is a strong ass, a strong donkey. Go ahead.
Oh God, verse 15. And he saw that rest was good.
He saw that what?
That rest was good.
That rest was good. What is that rest called? Go ahead.
Siesta.
The siesta. In the entire earth, there's one nation of people who this is culturally applicable to. The rest of the tribes, we get something called the itis, aka nigger-itis. But that's not a cultural thing. That's just what happens when you eat. You get the point? Or eat too much, or eat a certain amount of food, or eat certain foods. That turkey has got some chemical in it that will knock your ass out. That's why everybody, Thanksgiving afternoon is a blur. Because you done ate half the damn chicken, the bird, Salakia, and by 6 o'clock or so, you out. You drunk. But they say that turkey knock your ass out. But Issachar, it's in their damn near their rules or their law that a certain time after lunch, everything shuts down for a siesta, an afternoon nap, so you could get back to working hard. The rest of the world do what? After lunch, do what? Give you some coffee, and then you operating at 45% until 5. Imagine if the world would just go to sleep for about 2 hours. Imagine that shit. Lunch is 12, quitting time. You blow the whistle, you go sit down there, you eat with your brothers or your sisters or whatever, and then there's a place that you could go lay down, and nobody will bother you. Why? Because the supervisor sleep. Lay down for 2 hours, from 1 to 3 or 1 to 2, and then get up and then work again. Finish off the day. Imagine how much production would go up. Just imagine that shit up. Production would go all the way up. Think about the stress levels. They talk about daylight savings. They're doing studies on daylight savings that it affects a lot of people stress and anxiety levels to the point where a lot of people get heart attacks. And they call them myocardial infractions, which is like a small heart attack. They get all those things where people say, I get a pain in the chest. I have a pain. The chest hurting. Nigga, you getting a heart attack. It's just not the big one. You get the point? And they say a lot of that daylight savings time does that. So imagine now the time change, but you get to sleep and your body get a chance to kind of recover from the thing, brother. You're going to be way more healthy. You get more rest, more, more time for your body to repair. Issachar has that as part of their culture. Till this day in Mexico, there's cities you could go and that's the culture. If anybody else did it, they're adopting it from Issachar. I would imagine probably like Spain and places in Italy probably have it. You could look it up. But that's an Issacharite culture, right? The so-called Mexican are the tribe of Issachar, according to the Bible. All right, read 15 again from the top.
Okay. And he saw that he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bed, and became a servant unto tribute.
Right, he saw that the land was pleasant. What is that talking about? He saw that the land was pleasant. What does that mean?
It gave back from when he planted the seed.
What do you mean by that?
Farming.
Okay, give me some more.
Like contrast of person Cain, where they said the land won't give back to him.
No, I wouldn't say that wouldn't be the characteristic. That wouldn't be a characteristic because in all tribes, you're going to find farmers. You know what I mean? In all tribes. Benjamin famous for what? That Blue Mountain coffee in Jamaica. You get the point? Because there's farming everywhere. That's not it. Not so much that. It's that, but not so much that. Anybody?
It's like I said, it
Go
talk
ahead.
more like it talk like almost like the same safe haven, like you know the land comfortable to live. Like it
the land is
like it prospers like it prospers, it planting, nobody harming you. Something along like it family it family orientated. Everything.
Okay, you walk into it. You kind of saying the same thing that Shapat just said, but the other part where it says they find that is good and the family. I'm gonna give it to you just for time's sake because I'll go into some other stuff here. But not only the agriculture, but Issachar takes care of the land. Like if you find that something was good, this isn't like a car, brother. Think a car is good or a woman. Find this woman is good. What would you do? You take care of the land, you take care of the car, or you wash the car and everything. Some brothers would, keep the car like it's, a 5-star hotel. You get the point? Forget about if it's a woman he like. It's a rapper. You take care of it. Issachar take care of that land. That landscaping, it's natural to them. You get the point? Some Issacharites do this shit and it's like therapy. You get the point? The shit is just something you do naturally. You understand what I'm saying? That landscaping, working the land. Now you're bringing the agricultural part, taking care of it. You saw that the land was pleasant. Like, man, this is, we could make this work. We could make something here work and make it look good and, have something to eat and it coming through. And the land is good. This land is good because I make it good. You get the point? Anybody else will not make this shit good, but because I make it good. You understand? Go ahead.
Okay. And bowed his shoulder to bed, and became a servant unto tribute.
And bowed his shoulder to bear. To bear what? Go ahead.
Going back to what I said, to bear the fruits from the land that he taken care of.
To
bowed his shoulder like he worked that land.
Not only that, but more so just to bear a burden. Meaning Issachar is willing to work. He's not shying away from the work. It's not a problem. What you need? This land clear and a house built. Ain't no problem, papi. He make a call and about 55 brothers show up. They're all talking Spanish and there's no confusion, no friction, no nothing. Turn up on time. Getting the job done. And it's laughing and talking and the music playing, and then the ribs pull up and open up the caravan truck after they done drop the kids off to school, and it's burritos and elotes and what's the other horchata coming out of that damn minivan. And everybody coming down there and gathering around, and she's serving them, and they're making sure she paid, and then they're getting right back to work. Imagine you walk up to a donkey and he don't kick you, but he go down on knees so you could load him up with work. What would you say to that donkey? What would you say about the donkey? That's my nigga. That's a good worker. Bring that donkey around. He a good worker. Make sure he always have hay, always have water, because he always bend his shoulder to work. He ready. He ready. You don't have to come and pull him and tug. He's ready to work. The problem is he became a servant unto tribute, which means what? Just think about it. It's right there plain. Go ahead.
Tribute is something you give to an oppressor. No, I don't want to say that.
We see all the time. We always say like they did the job for way less, almost nothing.
That's it. That's it. Issachar is a servant to tribute. If you paying him to do it, he gonna do it. Oops. If you're paying him to do it, he gonna do it. You get the point? But he ain't negotiating. Because it's America done destroyed the land of Issachar and the tribe of Issachar and stole their land, brother, and devalued their money. What he could get out of Issachar for $1, he ain't getting that out of nobody for $1. You get the point? And that could be a problem. This is the other thing you want to learn with the tribes. The characteristics are twofold. They are our strength and our weakness at the same time. You get the point? Like if we turn back to the Lord and come back to the brotherhood and come back to the 12 tribes, the benefits that we have, the things that make us great, will benefit each other. And the weaknesses we have, we'll be able to compensate each other for it. You get the point? The tribe of Benjamin, according to the prophecy, is what? Is famous for what? What's the stereotype of a Benjamite? The personality. Go ahead.
They attack their work and they bring it home.
Working going out of style. Working like there's no more jobs tomorrow and you have to do all the job today. You're working 12-hour shifts. You go to what they call it. You work a 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9. You have two jobs, 3 jobs. And on top of that, you have a business on the side that you're growing on another business, and then you're doing something, and you're a mechanic, and you're an electrician at the same time. And guess what? On the weekend, you're a chef and a DJ. You're just working non-stop. Working. Rihanna say work, right? Yeah. You know she a Benjamite. You know she was saying the Benjamite anthem right there. And on top of that, Benjamin is very family-oriented. Extremely family-oriented, close to the family. Very, very close. So much so the work is to get that money, and then that money get divided up with the family, right? Benjamites would come from the Caribbean islands to America, to England, not to set up shop there, but to work and send it back. Go out and get the spoil and send it back. This is the downside of it. Because you like to work so damn much, you are the perfect slave. Which is why when you study how the tribes are, which is why you would see a Benjamite come to America and appear to excel in America versus how the Judite who's born here would be. And Esau would play that together. He would play that to try to pull the Benjamite more because he's working more, because Benjamin does not understand the white man is the devil like Judah does. Judah has a gift, brother, that understands the white man as the devil like nobody else. He understands it, he gets it, and for that second, why the hell work for him for so much? A Benjamite, he's not thinking that. He's not thinking that he's going in there to do that job and send it back to the family. You get the point? It's a weakness. Why? Because now you'll do the job no matter what, which is similar to how Issachar is. You'll do it no matter what. Everybody talking about how could Mexicans be ICE agents? That's the proof. The Issachar. You get the point? They'll bow the shoulder to tribute. It's the same thing. And family could end up getting in the way of you because you love your family so damn much. Everything is family, this family, that. A Benjamin coming into the truth. Your family, your immediate family, or your family in the world, or the family of Bill could stop you from doing the work of the Lord. What if you make everybody your family? Issachar your family, Judah your family, Ephraim your family, Zebulun your family. Now everybody benefits from you. You get the point? All the work you're doing is for the 12 tribes. Every hour you do is for the 12 tribes of Israel. The tribe of Judah. What's the tribe of Judah stereotype and personality? Come on, Bukwash, you ain't got to look for it. You know what it is. I'm fucking with you. Come on. Go ahead, Shabbat. Oh, you looking too. Everybody's not Judite tonight. So don't let the sister answer. I know she got the answer. Come on, give me that personality. Come on, Judah. Come on with it. Come on with it.
It's like it's about me.
He ain't got to look for it. He know he inhale and exhale, Judah. Come on.
It's like Judah loves to fight, and Judah loves to be. I think John Muhammad was saying it the other day. Like love is like Judah's biggest thing, like relationships, like the who you lay down with, and then the fighting.
They're definitely fighting part. I think that other part is Ephraim. They say that in the Bible. Ephraim is a silly dove in love, right? But for sure, the fighting part is Judah. Go ahead.
And you brought this to my attention before. That Judah is flashy. Do the flashy thing a lot.
Judah is okay. The flashy thing is not so much flashy, but I'm gonna let you know who the fuck I am. Judah is very what? It's two words I want. One word is from the people who hate Judah. The other word is, come on.
Sedity?
No, not Sedity. This is, they all say it. Everybody says it. Say again? Oh, yeah, come on, sis.
Smile, she knows.
Because, not every Judite is flashy.
Mm-hmm.
Arrogant. That's what every fucking body says about the tribe of Judah. Remember Shakari Richardson? Shakari, Salaki, she corrected everybody. Shakari. Everybody hated her because she was so damn cocky. Remember that shit? No. Remember them sisters from Benjamin mocked her when she placed like 5th in the race? You get the point? No. I saw that. I understood that shit. I understood the whole thing that was going on with that young girl. And it happens with damn near every American athlete. The cockiness is there. Why? Because, nigga, I have to let you know who the fuck I am. Because if I don't, you're going to treat me like I ain't shit. My whole life ain't shit. And if I don't say nothing, bye and celebrate everybody to fuck else. So you know what? I'm going to talk loud. I'm going to be the loudest. I'm going to be the flashiest. Not because I want to, because I have to. You get the point? And Judah likes to fight. The problem is, Judah likes to fight who? Each other. And then everybody else. You get the point? And everybody else. What if Judah just fights the enemies of all the 12 tribes? What if Judah just becomes cocky for all the 12 tribes and talk about Issachar, the Mexican, just like he talks about himself? Talks about Zebulun the same way, Benjamin the same way, Levi the same way. What if he announces to the world all the 12 tribes like he announces himself? Brother, we'll benefit that. We'll benefit if each tribe does it. If each tribe does the strength, as if not just for a tribal thing, but for a nation. Brother, we are the salt of the earth. We're the special people. Separate, we are already the special people. Individually, we are already the special people. If we come together, it's going to be a goddamn rap, brother. It's a rap. Kendrick Lamar take I'm coming to Kazakh. Kendrick Lamar take what? An Issacharite song and a Gadite dance and put that together, and it's the anthem. I don't think there's another anthem. That they not like us, brother. I mean, I put on that in the car, brother. The car at the stoplight and bouncing, because my kids in the back like, they're not like us. They're not like us. Come on up.
Back in the day, me officer, because I was talking about it, Lil Kim.
Salaki, hold on. Salaki, go ahead up.
So now what you said is so heavy, sir. And I had to, I was fortunate to be at a construction site when I was first coming into the truth. And I remember you had taught a class on the tribes before. It was when I first was coming into the school. And I got to see this same breakdown play out in real life, where it was a Benjamite, a Haitian, a Levite, Issacharite, and a Judah. And I'm watching the dynamic, and it was like Judah was telling the other tribes, like, y'all need to do this. Like, man, don't let them talk to you like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put your foot down and do this. And then, you know, Issachar, they telling us, you know, when they like, you know, man, chill when it's break time.
Let's go to work.
Yeah, chill. And then Benjamin is the one, like, they telling us all the things that we need to get, you know, the 401ks. You got to make sure your family, like, it blew my mind, because it was like Benjamin knew all the rules. So you got to know the 401k money. You got to make sure your family got the insurance. So you good, they good if something happened. And then Levi, they was okay. It was like Levi had their own thing, where as far as they were so good at just working and managing. And I look at Officer Warrior, and it's like, it seemed like that's a skill that all Levi has, where it's like they know how to manage and just be able to manage everything. And it's like they always was in high positions.
They the priest. Priest, you know, the priest, he had a schedule, high holy day coming, how much lamb we had to get for Passover, the ounces of flour. That oil had to be fresh oil, nigga. Squeeze them out. Squeeze them olives, crush them, motherfucker. You get the point? Like, that's who we are. No, because like you was able to see that because you done learned it in the truth. Imagine being a Judite on that same construction site, the same scenario, and you don't know it.
Right.
As a brother, you look at them and look at these old sellouts ass niggas.
Yeah,
and the Benjamin gonna be like, that's why you don't get nowhere. You don't want to work hard.
Right.
And the Issacharite is like, fuck y'all. I just want to hire me and man on them because y'all don't you don't want to work. You want to work too much.
Right.
Yeah, hombre. Yeah, what say? And they just go and do their own thing.
Right.
You get the point? When, brother, if we understand who we are, the damn near the what's the right word? What's the right expression I want? Hold on. Damn near the where we falter in communication, we'll be able to understand way more. What might seem like a miscommunication or disrespect when there's no knowledge of who we are, all of a sudden turns into, yeah, that's my brother right there. There ain't no sweat. No, he don't mean it like that.
Mm-hmm.
You take everything in a different context now because you know he don't mean it like that. I remember, brother, I just came up, me and I.S.U.P.K, brother. We met this brother from Memphis, Tennessee, brother. I never forget his name. He had a twin sister. The mother gave the nurse the name. She mixed the two names up. So he got the girl name, she got the boy name, but they're unisex names. I remember them good. He used to run track. And he would always be like, what's up, fool? And brother, one day I lost it. And now I got to pull me aside and explain to me this is how these niggas talk. Fool is a term of endearment. And I'm like, who this little boy talking me about? No fool. We gonna scrap, we gonna just get in the elevator. That's all. Ain't no sweat. But it's misunderstanding. But if we know each other, you'll understand that's not what he's saying. You get the point? That's just not what he's saying. Another thing, old school with Benjamin and Judah. Nigga in the islands used to be like, who the fuck you call a nigga? Before the internet and cable and all of that, a Benjamite would wonder why Judites would use that language when the oppressor used it against us. You get the point? You live with Judah, you understand it's a term of endearment, and it's Judah's strategy of, you're not going to belittle me. I'll just own this shit. No, what you going to call me now? What you going to call me now? Huh? YN? Yeah, we taking that too. Whatever you call it, we taking that shit. Now, listen, if we all together, brother, that's a strategy you learn in war. You know what Issachar should do? They should claim immigrants. They should claim alien. Now let's see what else they fucking gonna call us. What are you gonna call Issachar now? What will you call him now? Hey, what's up, alien? Hey, what's up, alien? Something. I'm just getting you a scenario. You get the point? But you learn from each other. That's how we get strong and get together. And it's an honorable thing to learn something from somebody else. I always tell the story, and I'm gonna get back on the topic. Brother, I thank the Lord I came in truth when I came in, because I lived with General Katham, Captain Shapar, Captain I.S.U.P.K, Captain Ashaparium every day. We sleeping in the same house. And brother, I learned so much from General Katham being in Judah's land, and he's a Judite. You get the point? Like John Thumb taught me so much on how to be, how to, even if you say this, don't mean this, watch us hold off. It made me see everything from a different light. And that was kindness because of the truth. Imagine if we all fucking do that. Imagine if we all do that. Judites like to go to Jamaica for holidays. But what? You can't go too far because Benjamin might go and rob you. Imagine that ain't gonna happen. Oh, where you from? You from Memphis, man? Come on through. We're going down the grill. We're going down wherever. And that never happens. You don't have to fear going anywhere. You talking about immigration and getting deported. Brother, if we was one nation, deport me where? Where you going to send me? Grenada? You going to send me El Salvador? My niggas is down there. My brothers is down there. The fact that we separate is why this deportation thing is a fucking issue. You get the point? You think these oppressors, when they go to jail and, they in England or Russia or somewhere and they go into prison, they ain't in so much concern about where they're going because they're amongst their people. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be concerned because they done destroyed our bond. They done destroyed our brotherhood. And this stupid FBA niggas, I would like to meet one. If you're ever looking for me, FBA, my address is 7th and 8th Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. I'm home every Saturday from about 12 noon to 8 p.m. Come see me, please. I want to see one of y'all just to totally dismantle everything you believe in because you're foolish and stupid. You try to join us to the African and the East African and the Sudanese and the Libyan and everybody else melanated, but your niggas right there next to you. You campaign. Not only do you not include the Latinos and the native people, but you campaign to not include them. It's one thing to say, well, I don't really know, I don't count them. But then when you launch a campaign to discredit our family tie, that's something else, man. That's something else. You're a dummy. The whole FBA movement is dummies. All right, we good to go. So there's so much more in the as you read on. I think Deuteronomy 33 is another chapter you could read, or 32 or 33 for characteristics. Go ahead, Ad.
Like I was gonna say something completely different, but you saying
Come on.
that made me something came to mind when I was working in a construction site.
And listen, this is the other thing. Why is it we all meet at the construction site? How much stories you hear about? Yeah, I went to school with an Issacharite, or we was in the military together. Even though we all go in there, but the stories you always hear is we was on a construction site together.
Right.
That's spiritual. We built them pyramids and all.
That's right.
We built them pyramids up. We was there breaking stone. Till this day, they can't figure out how the fuck they built the pyramids. Captain Ash came to me with a theory. I'm like, brother, they're going to say that's too simple. It can't be like that. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say it's too simple. It can't be like that. I ain't going to even say it because I don't want the glory for it. I won't wait till Ash got the proof, because he said he know that's how they did it. He said he sat down and he watched the shit. He said he know that's how they did it. He going to find the proof so nobody can say nothing. I'm going to wait till he finds it and bring it up. But he explained the shit to me and I'm like, that makes perfect fucking sense. I mean, perfect sense. All that shit they're talking about with rollers and none of that shit. I mean, I done figure this shit out. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, where we at? Somebody else saying something? Go ahead.
Sir, I make it quick. Now on the construction site, my job was to deal with the water, with the elements, erosion, sediment control.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 workers with me, and they all was old and went to piss test on me, and so I was left there. I had to take like 900 sandbags because we blocked up the river and we were finished.
Mm-hmm.
But I was the only one left. I had to take like 900 sandbags up myself out the water, soaking wet, me. And those Latinos that was on the job site, they never really, I would always speak to them because I like to try to learn Spanish. And they really wouldn't speak to me until after that day they saw me do all that work. They were just sitting there watching me. I don't know if they was on the siesta or not, but
now they're watching to see, what you'll do. And now it's like, okay, I respect him. It's like that. You get the point? And it's sad that you had to do all of that to get the respect. The respect should just be because I see you. You get the point? The respect should just be, hey, amigo. You know what I mean? Like right now, we should all make the effort to say something. You know what I mean? And sometimes, depends, sometimes they'll say something to you. You get the point? Like they're just watching you for whatever reason. and do anything. And who knows, you know, brother, the game is so effed up. Who knows if on that site the supervisor or the foreman don't tell them something about you that you say to keep the split. That's what we don't see. We don't see that they say shit to one side and to the other side to keep the split. Everybody seen not Boys in the Hood. What's the fucking movie? Menace to Society. That's the one with old dog Durham State. Remember that time they got beat in the damn car? They got pulled over, and these cops whooped their ass and dropped them off where I.S.U.P.K is. And the brothers thought I.S.U.P.K was gonna fuck their ass up more. And they say I.S.U.P.K was cool, man. I.S.U.P.K took us to the hospital and they made sure we was all right because them cops worked us over. I remember that shit out. You get the point? Esau will always put a wedge between us. Always put that wedge and look for it. Anything negative you hear, any sort of, just know Esau is there. He's doing it. He wants the division. Because once we divided, he could do what the hell he wants to us. He could do it. You get the point? He could just do whatever. But you know, if we united, now it's a problem. You get the point? Any questions so far about Bakwash? Hold on. All right. So we're going into a book here called this is for the FBA. This is called Harvest of Empire. Hold on, let me mark on page. A History of Latinos in America. All right. It's a real good book. Got some good dates and information and some solid stats in there. Bit of a long read, and you're gonna have to do a couple extra Google searches in it because some of this shit I ain't never heard before. I had to figure out where it is, who is talking. All right, but they give you a good insight on the economics and the impact of each Latino tribe in the Americas, not just in North America, but in the region. All right, so chapter 5 is called Mexicans. I said, well, we're gonna read this chapter. I was like, that's a hell of a name for a chapter. You couldn't say the people from Central America. He said Mexicans. I think the only other thing you could have put here was Vatos. Yeah, that's the harder thing. The hardest thing you could have put was Vatos, right? It said pioneers of a different type. Okay, down here all these pages here, right? Shit, you might have to stay close. I might have to skip around with it. All right. Let's go ahead and get it. You need this light, borrow? Or you good? Okay. You can reach on you can trim that back. Let me light this incense to it. So what to it. You lost it? It's right there. 108, I think, or 109. Hold on, what page is this? 220. No, not that one. Yeah, there we are. Go ahead.
From JJ, it says Latinos will never be our brothers or sisters.
Shut the fuck up, man. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, man. Shut your mouth. Did he looking for an oil mouth massager? Go talk to him. Shut your mouth. It might be too disrespectful, Bakwash. You ought to tell me that's too disrespectful. I shouldn't have said that to you, brother. I shouldn't have said that shit to you. All right. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut up. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Mexicans, the pioneers of a different type.
Mm-hmm.
The Mexican diaspora is at the core of our country's Latino heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are 2 of every 3 Latinos in the United States of Mexican origin, but only Mexicans can claim to be both early settlers on U.S. soil and the largest group of new arrivals.
Right. So of all the Latinos in America, Mexicans, according to the stats, make up 60%. Right. 2 out of every 3, so a little bit over 66 point something percent. Right. And the tribe of I.S.U.P.K, according to the records, and this is records going back a couple hundred years, at least from since 1800s, says that I.S.U.P.K is the only tribe that could be claimed to be the
early settlers,
the earliest settlers, and
the largest new arrivals.
The largest new arrivals all at the same time. What does that mean? I.S.U.P.K been around forever, and also is considered the largest new arrivals. Why? Might need to know a little bit of history with this one. Anything else on there to give us a clue? Anything besides that? At the same time, go ahead.
So many Mexicans have come since 1820. That so many Mexicans that have come since 1820 that they are now the largest immigrant nationality in our history.
Right. So many Mexicans have come to America since 1820. They are now the largest immigrant nationality in history. Right. One of the stats that the brother going to read it. This is since 1820, damn near 100 years, over 9 million Mexicans have come to America legally. 9 million. They're the second highest, I think, after who? Who's up here? No, this is all right.
Countries.
This is all countries, and then Mexico is next. All countries is like 38 million or something like that. How much?
85.
85 million. When they break it down, Issachar is 9 point something million, and it's the highest. Why is Issachar the highest newcomer or new settler, and have been coming since 1820? Who knows why?
It's their land.
You got to break it down a little more.
I mean, same way, you got San Diego, San Francisco. This was their land. They already got people here. That's why I say, they were the earliest settlers because they were already here. They, coming to see their people over here. This is home. This is
hundreds of years of walking in your own land. This is hundreds of years of just going back and forth. Just going, back and forth. It's just normal. This is not Issachar thinking, I'm going to go to America. This is Issachar thinking, let me go up north and see my cousin. You get the point? Let me go uptown and see my cousin. This is their natural, this is a natural way for that tribe. I'm gonna give you another example of it. So what them down there did some research in Trinidad on the local native people. Growing up, they told us they were Carib and Arawak. Right now, we know those are considered derogatory names for those first people, but they're a mixture of Taino, Indian, and I forget the other one. But Trinidad has every Caribbean island has a native population. It's native today. They've always been on those islands. Trinidad is very close to Venezuela. Damn near could be considered part of South America if you really look at it. You could swim to Venezuela. You could row a boat to Venezuela from the points in Trinidad. And there's a place in Trinidad. This is all that I've researched. So what them did. There's a place in Trinidad called Indian Walk, and it's from the southern tip. You could look up. You could see if you could find it. It's just type in Indian Walk Trinidad. It's in the southeastern part of Trinidad, I believe, or southwestern part, or to the bottom. This is the south part of Trinidad, and Trinidad also has a large population of East Indians. Right? They came on the Fat El Razak. I always say that boat should have sink. We'll take the Titanic. And we'll take the Titanic back. Keep the, you could have the Razak. They came to Trinidad in, I think, 1832 or something like that. Right? Or 1840 something, 1845. And they've been there forever. And they're the largest population in Trinidad right now. They're the largest population, and they've been the largest for a while. So growing up in Trinidad, you hear about this place called Indian Walk. And if nobody ever told you, you would think it's called Indian Walk because the East Indians settled there. That's not why it's called Indian Walk. It's called Indian Walk because the tribe of Asher would come to Trinidad to do trade with the native tribes there. And that would be the path they took from wherever they would sail from Venezuela to Trinidad. And was called Indian Walk because that's like the route from, let's say, DC, Union Station, you got North Capitol right there. You get the point? It's a major transport hub, and then there's a main vein that takes you all the way. You could go all the way to DC from there. You could go, all the way up north, northwest, northeast, off of North Capitol. It's like a main vein. And Indian Walk was this main thoroughfare that they would bring goods to trade because we were always a people who would trade different goods and services because we was a nation. It was called Indian Walk because Asher would come through there, particularly the tribe of Venezuela, would come through there for hundreds of years. Now today, Asher is seeking refuge in Trinidad because their country is in shambles in Venezuela, and America wants to oppress Venezuela. So guess what? Asha is being treated like a illegal immigrant in Trinidad. You get the point? Same way like Mexicans would come back and forth through America because that's their land. That's their brothers and sisters is there. And they call them the largest group of new settlers, right? Go ahead.
No Hispanic group has contributed more to the nation's prosperity than Mexicans.
No, read that one more time.
Come. No Hispanic group has contributed more to the nation's prosperity than Mexico.
No Hispanic group has contributed more to America's prosperity than the tribe of Issachar. And still this day, America hates Issachar with a burning hatred, a hot penchant hatred. Go ahead.
Yet none makes white America more uneasy about the future.
Right? And no other tribe makes white America more uneasy about the future. They're taking our jobs. They over here illegal. This, that. You'll hear every derogatory thing about the tribe of Issachar. Go ahead.
Most troubling are the descendants of the Mexican pioneers. For once you admit Mexicans' long history on U.S. soil, you must necessarily accept Hispanic culture and the Spanish language as integral components of our own national saga.
Go ahead, keep reading.
Mexicans, in fact, have lived here since before there was a Mexico or United States.
You understand? That's why it's so easy for Issachar to flow back and forth, because they've been around forever. So to say now that they're definitely the older settlers, but to say they're also the new immigrants or the new illegal immigrants, that's ridiculous, man. This is their land. It should be able to walk freely anywhere on it. Go ahead.
And they have been coming to this country almost from its inception.
And before. Go ahead.
Since 1820, when the federal government started keeping immigration records, Mexico has sent more people here than any other nation.
And they're so crazy with how they word it. They say Mexico has sent more people here than any other nation. What do you mean? This is their country. This is their country. Every other nation has sent more people here than Mexico. Mexico ain't sent nobody nowhere. This is their land. But the Irish is here, the Scottish is here, the Polish is here, the Austrian is here, the Welsh is here. You got Schwarzenegger here. He in movies, he can't even talk English. You all know that first Terminator movie. You notice he had no lines. You notice he had no lines in that first Terminator 1. Anybody know why? You know why he had no lines? Go ahead. He couldn't speak no English. He had just won the Mr. Olympia. You know, he was a bodybuilder. And they decided to put him in movies. And that nigga couldn't talk. Hey, get out of here. You know how hard they had to work for that shit? They had to work so hard for that shit up. Go ahead.
Get the chopper.
Get in the chopper. Yeah, he gets to come, but Issachar is a problem. Go ahead.
Whether or not Mexican immigration continues to surpass all others, as it has in recent decades, depends largely on what happens below the Rio Grande.
Read that part again.
Whether or not Mexican immigration continues to surpass all others, as it has in recent decades, depends largely on what happens below the Rio Grande.
Go ahead.
We often forget that Mexico is the most populous Spanish-speaking country in the world. In 2020, it had 129 million residents, a high birth rate, and desperate poverty.
129 million people is a lot of people. Come on.
I was in Mexico City, and Mexico City was just
damn, Bukwash. Where haven't you been? Every class, Bukwash in another, time zone. Bukwash gonna come and say, yeah, one time I was in Antarctica and a polar bear was right next to me, and he came up to me and said, a horse, an elephant, and a blind man walk into a bar. He gonna say the polar bear, tell him a joke. Go ahead. Go ahead, just let the brother finish up. Go ahead.
And when I was going around the city, it was telling me that this is the largest largest city in Central or South America, which was 25 million people just in
that city. Packed tight.
25 million people.
That's a lot of people. That's, you know, I think Iran got what, 90 million people. You could check Iran population.
No, Canada has 35.
Yikes.
The whole Canada.
You're right. And you see why they hate Mexico. See, go ahead. And listen, how much is it saying? 92 million? No, 192 million. Listen, and Issachar ain't even blessed with being fruitful like Ephraim is. No, they say their population is 129, right? Right. Remember, the Bible say Ephraim is blessed with, you know, multiplying. Just Ephraim, look at her broad, she pregnant. I want to tell you straight up. He sneezed, she having triplets. Go ahead.
Oh God. A disturbing portion of its national wealth flows outside its borders each day and into the pockets of Wall Street shareholders.
Right. They say a disturbing proportion of Issachar's wealth flows outside of its borders, with 192 million people or 29 million people, 129 million people that willing to work very hard, work for less than they could underbid everybody, make the place look good, strong. They say a concerning amount of their wealth flows all the way into Wall Street on a daily basis. And then America gonna turn around and talk shit about Issachar. When you ain't talking shit about that money that coming into Wall Street. You ain't talking shit about that NASDAQ and that Dow Jones that Issachar keeping afloat. Keep going.
A disturbing portion of its national wealth flows outside its borders each day into the pockets of Wall Street shareholders. So much of that wealth has been siphoned off in recent years that the Mexican economy finds it increasingly difficult to feed and clothe its population. If these conditions do not change, Mexico will remain an inexhaustible resource of migrants to the United States.
Right. If they don't change how things are, Mexico will continue to be an inexhaustible what kind of resource?
Inexhaustible source of migrants.
An inexhaustible source of migrants to the United States. What does that mean? America is keeping Issachar poor so they have an abundance of free or next to nothing labor cost. That's what this equates to. Because if the migrants are coming, we could find what they're coming for, to find work to make money. Because they're poor. We're going to keep them poor and we're going to pay them nothing. You understand? Because he's a servant to tribute. We'll keep him poor and pay nothing. You remember U.S. Attorney General Ron Holder. He had an operation when they had the war on drugs. I think he was in the Bush administration or Clinton? Forget which one. You could look it up for me, Bukwash. And he came up with something called Operation Fast and Furious, right? This is their war on drugs, where they wanted to go fight the cartels in Mexico, and that's what they would tell the public. And one of his strategies was that all the guns they seize, they would mark the barrel, and put whatever serrations in the barrel. You'll know each barrel is like damn near like a fingerprint. So the ballistics on the bullet, it would be able to say exactly which gun fired this bullet. They would mark all the AKs and ARs and all the guns they seize and put more with it and send it back into Mexico and give it to the cartels and the drug dealers and the gangs and let them kill each other so they could trace the gangs by the ballistics. So you want to know why Issachar and Zebulun and them pouring over the border? Because U.S. Attorney General Ron Holder done made their life hell. Imagine you done making everybody poor as hell. You're packing everybody in there. You in business about it. You done stole their land. 120. What's the population of Texas? Somebody else look it up besides Bukwash. Just look it up on your phone real quick. Anybody who listening, give me the population of Texas.
Salaki, sir, it's 31 million.
31 million. You see how big Texas is. All that was Issachar land. But you have 129 million people packed in that little zone. Why? Because you took their land. I had the proof right here. You get the point? Like, that's all their land. You know, Texas, California, I think as far as Arizona, all that was Texas, was Mexico. You get the point? Like, you done. So imagine the demand and the resources for such a tightly populated area versus Texas, where you spread out and there's more land than people. Maybe you Texans should move to Mexico and let Issachar come take Texas. I think that's, that should be fair. If you got 55 people in an apartment and you and some slut living in some house that, would go show her behind on TV every damn day, maybe you should take the apartment and give the mansion to the 55 people who actually need the space. That would be just. That would be right. That would be righteous. That's what Peter and them did in the New Testament. Everybody brought their riches and then they gave to whoever was in need. That's what would be just. But America doesn't operate like that. They take Issachar money and refuse Issachar. Go ahead.
It's like it was the Fast and Furious was Eric Holder under Obama.
Eric Holder under Obama. Who did I say? Did I say Eric Holder? Ron Holder. Salaki. Eric Holder under Obama. Go ahead. Salaki, go ahead.
Which is why Americans need to pay more attention to our southern neighbors.
Read that part again.
Back where it said
and then keep reading.
Of course. Mexico will remain an exhaustible source of migrants to the U.S., which is why Americans need to pay more attention to our southern neighbor than to what is happening in, say, Israel or Palestine, Iraq or Afghanistan.
That's what he wrote in the book, based on the studies. He said America needs to pay more attention to what's happening on that southern border than Israel, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all these things. You need to pay more attention to that southern border, Trump. You shouldn't have flown nowhere and talked to nobody. You know what I mean? You're talking about they don't know what the fuck you did doing. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're supposed to be on the southern border. There's some interview, I forgot, I had to send it to Mathia, where one of them politicians was questioned about all the money they give in Israel. And he said, man, in the Bible, Israel is God's people. And aren't we supposed to treat God's people good? God's people on the border, devil. God's people on the barrios and the reservation and in the ghettos. God's people are the ones you hate. Not them people over there in Tel Aviv. The Bible says a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. But the children of Israel is right there at your border. That's why you need to pay attention to that. Go ahead.
God. Mexican Americans, meanwhile, face a frustrating identity problem, similar to that of Puerto Ricans. They are both native born and immigrants, pioneers and aliens, patriots and rebels. No matter how far back some may trace their ancestry on our soil.
Right. Go ahead.
They are still battling to emerge from the obscure margins of official U.S. history.
Right. Official U.S. history damn near blotted out the tribe of Issachar and similarly the tribe of Ephraim, where they were here first, established first, within America's territory in terms of Ephraim and within range of America in terms of Issachar, but struggle to make America recognize them as actual people and an actual nation, because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Keep going.
Still clamoring to be fully recognized and understood, as we will see in the following story of one pioneer Mexican-American family, the Canales clan of South Texas.
Right, the Canales clan of South Texas. So, like Leviathan, I think I might need some of your stuff. Was you able to find anything?
Khan, sir. Khan with Khan.
All right, just get the Canales ones, the Jose's, all of them named Jose. Salakia. Get that ready for me. I might need that now, all right?
Khan, sir.
All right, so go ahead and read out, Shapat. Where's the thing, man?
Jose Francisco Canales came from the New World in the 1640s. from Reus, Spain.
Right. This is Jose Francisco.
Okay.
Okay. What you have on Jose Francisco, Leviathan? Your first name.
Khan, sir. It says that he arrived in the New Spain. Well, he arrived in the New World and settled in Monterey in October 10th, 1640.
Okay.
And he came from Spain.
Okay.
That's all it really.
It says he came from Spain or New Spain.
He came from he came into the New World and settled in Monterey.
Into New Spain.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Excuse me. Go ahead. Go ahead, Shapat Salaki.
Let me read that out.
You can. It's too wild. Let's move on real quick because it's about 9 o'clock.
Come. He settled in Monterey,
in
what is now northeastern Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And by 1660, he owned one of the 6 stores in the town.
Mm-hmm.
His grandson, Y.S.U.P.K, Canales, was born in 1675 and in Corralvo, just north of Monterey.
Right.
Both towns had been founded by Christianized Jews trying to escape the Spanish Inquisition and had come flourishing mining centers on the northern frontier.
Right. This is the small hats again. Running from Spain. I don't know why the Spanish, what was the Spanish doing to them? They had some questions to ask. What is the Spanish Inquisition? They had some questions to ask. And a lot of them Jewish people settled in Latin American countries, right? Captain Ash too. Anytime you get a chance, you could ask him. He damn near knows by the name. I remember he would tell me some of them last names. He could tell you think they're Spaniards, but they're not, or you think they're Israelites, but they're not. They're really Spaniards and they're really Jewish Spaniards. Like he knows the areas they settle in here, just like what this brother about to bring out here in this book. All right, go ahead.
Okay. In the late 17th.
Person. I don't know if it's a brother wrote the book or not. I can't see. Go ahead.
Okay. In the late 1740s, the Viceroy of New Spain authorized Jose de Escandon, a young army captain from Queretano.
No, is this young captain a Canales or this is somebody else?
Nah, somebody else.
He's not a Canales, right?
Okay.
What's his name? Jose
de Escandon.
Okay, Leviathan, you have that one too?
Khan, Abba Khan.
That's the second one. Okay, did they say what he is, where he come from?
He was a Spanish Indian fighter in the New Spain and the founder and first governor of the colony of Nuevo Santana.
Right. So when they say Spanish Indian, meaning he fought for Spain, but he was a brother.
No, he's from Spain. Soto
He's
de
from
Le.
Spain as well?
Yes.
The second one, Jose de Escandon.
He's from he was born in May 19th, 1700, and he's from Soto de Le Marina, Cantabria, Spain.
Okay. So this here is a devil. That's why I wasn't sure if he's a devil or he's a brother. I know the Canales is devils. This Jose de Escandon, you're sure he's not a brother?
They're saying he's from Spain, and his picture doesn't look like an Israelite.
No sweat. And anybody else could look up that name, Jose de Escandon. Escandon, Escandon. Just look it up just to get a second source on it. All right, keep reading up. So they commissioned this Escandon to go forth now and do some work. Let's hear some of the work he did.
Okay. a young army captain from Querétaro to explore and colonize the region.
To what?
To explore and colonize the region above Tampico.
What did these Jewish people from Spain pay this Escandon to do?
Explore and colonize.
To explore and colonize this region in Mexico. That's what New Spain was at one time before, of course, the Spaniards left. He wanted to go colonize the native people of that land and bring them into submission so they could serve the crown and serve them, serve the Jewish man. Go ahead.
Okay. Above Tampico, all the way up to Nueces, the Nueces River.
The Nueces River. All right. So like Bukwash, I forgot to send you those things to see exactly where that is. You could look it up too. The Nueces River. You could see where that is and show everybody from where did they want from somewhere in Tampico?
From above the region above Tampico.
The region above Tampico to the Nueces River. So I would look up Nueces River and then go south and see if you find a Tampico region.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Nueces, N-E-W-I-S.
N-E-U.
Like deuces.
And just spell it out. You gave him a riddle to figure out. Riddle me this. Riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big? Go ahead.
N-U-E-C-E-S.
Right. N-U-E-C-E-S. Right. Hit that fine one more time. Yeah, it's too hard. Okay, go ahead and read out.
The territory was then home to Lipan Apache in the west, Comanche in the north, and Rican. That's something. I don't know.
It's like pelican, but with a C-U-E. I'll give you back the same riddle. You see how the Lord works? Lord on courtyard. It's like pelican, but with C-U-E. Let's see if I can help you out there.
Coahultican, something like that.
Coahultican.
Along the Rio Bravo and Carancawa, along the Gulf Coast.
All right. So he went to colonize places like Lipan Apache, where the Comanche live, the Coahultican, and the Carancawa. Right? Leviathan, what do you have for those?
For the Coahultican, they settled in Corpus Christi in Texas, and they're more like a mixed tribe. They really don't have no one tribe. They're like a mixture.
They're like a coagulation or down there they come together with smaller tribes. That's what happens when a tribe is too small. Like a family, when it gets very big, it's a tribe, and a tribe gets very big, it's a nation. So they're not big enough to be a separate tribe. So you have different families that come together. That's how some of these Arabs are. Some of these Arabs who fall under the banner Ishmael, they're really not Ishmael. They're not Ishmaelites per se. The other sons of Abraham or some cousin to Ishmael, and they're just not big enough and prominent enough, but they fall under Ishmael's banner. That's just normal. That's how usually things are with power. All right. Who else you have? The Comanche and the Lipan Apache. What do you have?
Now Comanche is they have their now I say headquarters or their reservation is mainly in Lowellton, Oklahoma, with about 17,000 enrolled members.
Right.
And
did they tell you where they were before?
The Comanche, they was mostly New Mexico, Texas, and Colorado. It was saying.
New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma is close enough to Texas, and then up north to Colorado. What about the Lipan Apache?
Lipan is a band of Apache, a southern Athabascan indigenous group historically located in southwest and southern plain regions. They were known for their horsemanship and hunting, particularly of bison.
Known for their horsemanship
Horsemanship and hunting. Today,
and what was the last thing you said after hunting?
Particularly of bison, no, buffalo.
Particularly of bison. The Apache was known for their sportsmanship and hunting. They were skilled at war. When they say sportsmanship, that's what they mean. And you're talking about playing golf or basketball. Sport was another word for war. You get the point? Or fighting, like how the Lord say, who you making sport with, meaning who you think you're fighting with. You get the point? You'll hear Benjamin say, who you are ramp with. Ramp is another word, or rump is another word for fighting, like you're romping around, like fighting. You get the point? What is going to say? Go ahead.
It's like someone is asking for the name of the book.
Go ahead. Read the front of the book for them.
Harvest of Empire, A History of Latinos in America by Juan Gonzalez.
All right. I think we leave somebody out, right? No, that's it. So you have them from Corpus Christi all the way up to Oklahoma and the southwest area, Texas, the southwest area of America. So it's Texas and California, that southern area they're running all into Mexico. All those are where those tribes was. And this bastard got commissioned to go there and colonize everybody and bring everybody under the Spanish crown. Go ahead.
Okay. After some initial exploration, Escandon set out in 1749 with several hundred Creole, Mestizo, and Indian families from central Mexico, all drawn by promises of free land. He quickly established a string of settlements stretching up the Rio Grande, and along the river itself, he founded the present-day cities of Camargo and Reynosa.
You understand? So now, once he done colonized certain areas, he took some of the what they call the mestizos and other people, the Creole, and promised them land. Right? I believe the mestizo is who? Somebody look that up for me. I don't want to say it wrong. I think it's almost like a mix or related to something else. You just look up mestizos for me. All right?
Select, sir.
And probably, yeah, go ahead.
Mestizo is people of mixed indigenous and European, usually Spanish ancestry.
That's what I thought. Mestizo and the Creole, you all know they use Creole, especially in the Benjamin areas and in like South of America, like Louisiana. They might say Creole, referring to Black people who have some sort of French influence, right? East Indians would call Black people in the Caribbean Creole. They say this big old Creole. That's their word for nigger. You get the point? But that's not the Creole here they're talking about. They're talking about really white people that he took to take the land from the Israelites who he done colonized. Go ahead.
I kind of ran through that word. It's Criollo.
Shit, whatever. They ain't us. Go ahead.
To where I'm at. One of Escandon's chief aides was Captain Bias de la Garza Falcon, and Cornelis, a Cornelis family member by marriage.
Hold on, you could skip me down. Hold on, let me tell you what. Okay. That's for time's sake, right? Right, you can start reading the next one. All the way for what's on the line. Then I'll tell you what to read. Go ahead.
Right here.
Where you at? Over.
Over the next few years, Escandon returned to start several more settlements. The last of which was the town of Laredo.
Laredo. Like this devil, he done take the names of every damn near every native Indian tribe and attribute it to something. He had the Apache helicopter, the Comanche. What is the Comanche? I think something with what's the Comanches, the missiles. You had the Tomahawk missiles. I forget what's Comanche.
That's another aircraft too.
That's an aircraft too, and a truck, right? The Laredo is a truck, that Jeep, right? He done took a lot of that. Why he take it? Because they were so fierce and bold warriors. Like he done admired them so much that he take it and name it after a machine of his that does killing. Because these tribes were such machines. They were so fierce and bold. You know what I mean? Because it's the spirit of the Lord. We're the best warriors on earth. We're just the best, on the planet. You get the point? Keep going.
Laredo in 1755. Thus, capping one of the most successful colonizing ventures in the New World.
You think this is one of the most successful colonizing venture? It's a venture, meaning you could invest in colonizing people. Just like what? Alligator Alcatraz. That's an investment opportunity right now. I'm trying to tell you, every billionaire, every devil billionaire, how you think what's his name? Is DeSantis, Florida governor? Ron DeSantis, I think he's Florida governor, right?
I
believe. Yeah, how do you think he get that money in 2 days? They floated the idea for this Alcatraz prison last week. The prison is built. I don't know if you all know that. The shit is up. It's up and running. Then they could get all the chain link fence probably in America.
And they modeled it off of Auschwitz.
And damn.
Concert. They have back-to-back pictures from
Auschwitz to
that, and it looks exactly the same.
Brother, I'm telling you, man, listen, pray for Christ to come quickly. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Pray for Christ to come quickly. If you're not ready for him to come back, don't worry, you're going back, end up in the kingdom back again. Don't even sweat it. But brother, we about to go through something horrible. So pray for him to come back quickly. That's what I'm gonna say. Pray for him to come back so quickly. Go ahead.
Altogether, the young captain is credited with establishing 20 towns and 18 missions in less than 10 years. All but one of which still exists.
Right? He was credited with establishing 20 towns in how much years? In 10 years. All right, go ahead.
The missions he founded logged 3,000 Indian converts.
Right, and the mission is what? It was a mission. A mission is a religious institution like a boarding school or some kind of church or something that goes out and converts people. You get the point? So all them things, all them boarding school stories you would hear about, he founded 18 of them in the South and 20 cities. And they were so connected, and they would just come take your kids and put them in the boarding school. And they, from there, you get the I forget which president said it, where he said, kill the Indian, save the man. You ever heard that before?
Khan. That was
I ain't too good with these presidents. One of them president. Go ahead.
It was the devil that did the
Trail of Tears. Adams. Not John Adams. What's his
Jefferson?
name? No, not Jefferson. Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson. Kill the Indian, save the man. I think another one of them said the only good Indian is a dead Indian. And then another one said, you could look it up too. You could look up famous quotes from US presidents about Native Indians. One of them said, out of 20 Indians, you can't trust 19. And I wouldn't be too keen to inquire about the last one. Basically, you can't trust nobody. Like their rhetoric towards the tribes of Issachar and Zebulun and the native people was so horrible. Keep going.
The missions he founded logged 3,000 Indian converts in their first few years, far more than the my bad, word separated. The Puritans. So far more than the Puritans accomplished in their first half century.
Right? In the first half century. What's the half of a century? 50 years. In about how much did I say in 2 years? In 2 years, he founded them missions. And they turned out 3,000 converts, more than what the Puritans did in the first 50 years. Like this devil was brutal and developed a system to produce a product to help benefit the Europeans that wanted to take over New Spain or Mexico. And at the time, that's all Texas and California and all that. Let me see what you got here now.
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
It brings out as a governor of Nuevo Santana. For his firmness and energy, he was known as the exterminator of the...
Damn. Who's it? This is Escandon?
Yes.
For his firmness and energy, he was known as what?
The exterminator of the Pams of Querétaro. In Nuevo Santana, he was accused of murdering the Indians and taking slaves. He faced a court case where he was charged with illegally using Indian labor in his textile mills and using the port of Santana to bring English contraband.
Now, if you from the FBA talking about the Latinos don't experience what we experience, nigga, you just don't know no history and you wouldn't read a book to save your life. You don't know. They went through the same thing. Done colonized, murdered, and enslaved, put into servitude. Some man, he get the reputation of the exterminator. You exterminate what? Pests. And that's how they look at us. They look at us like we're pests. Trying to find the part here where they lynch a ton of these Mexicans. I want to speed y'all along.
It's like, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
And just that part that he brought out about this cat being called the exterminator. I remember you said before, and I said it last night in the class, and just various times over the past couple of weeks, just seeing how our oppressors dealing with the Hispanics. Okay, white people are the thing that are of nightmares. Like they are the thing of that hot. Like there's a whole genre in Hollywood dedicated to horror movies and scary movies and like bad guys and boogeymen and villains. Well, that's the truth about the relationship between white people and blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like the thing that they have been to us is a thing of a Hollywood boogeyman. Like it is unexplainable. Like they are the villain in every last one of our stories. They're the exterminator, the boogeyman. If you run down the list of every villain, that's who they've been to us.
You're right, you absolutely right. They definitely our horror story. Their horror stories, they got to make somebody up. They got to make up Chucky, make up Child's Play, get some old store Toys R Us, get some devil to chant some boom bamba, and some doll get up and stab you. Meanwhile, you walk outside and Officer Dibbles is stalking you. Officer Dibbles knocking on your door. Officer Dibbles arrest your son just to get you to come down to the station and let you know how fragile your life is. You get the point? That even the horror movies that them Key and Peele and what's the other one? Kugler and them. Mm-hmm. The horror movies that is black horror movies to me it's more scary than watching Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, he just gonna appear out there anyway, and some white broad gonna trip on a root and get stabbed. But the shit them niggas putting in there is actual real shit that we live at. Like one of them made one called Us. Is this Us?
Them.
That was a black one, right? With the thing in the basement. With the house was some. Oh, you gotta go see the series because like you know what I think we was talking about it the other day.
Yeah, cause I believe it's called Them.
Them is a series It's season 1 and season 2. Brother, I thought he couldn't go no further than season 1. Season 2 is even more ridiculous. The whole horror thing is based off of police brutality in LA during the LA riots. The whole thing, I mean, the whole scary shit, they're walking you down that it's a cop doing this shit. I damn near give you the whole thing. I don't spoil the series for you. They're walking you down, but all the time you thinking it's an exorcist movie, like these people just getting fucked up for no reason. And, just ending up dead. But they're walking you down exactly. They damn near think taking our life and putting, like, if this was a Stephen King, this is how it would be. Everybody should go watch it. I think you break off there. But that's the truth of the matter. That's why I tell you that Sinners movie is so heavy because in the beginning, the native Indians and them was beating that vampire ass out. He had to run to a KKK for help. You get the point? And in history, Geronimo, Sitting Bull, Red Cloud was warriors against this devil ark. You get the point? What's this? This is the map. That's crazy, yeah. That's crazy.
No,
you put the image up?
So it's up right now.
That's crazy. Hitler's camp versus Trump's camp. That's crazy. To what? Go ahead, Leviathan.
No, it's so heavy what you're saying, and to show you how much of the devil they are, there was a statue dedicated to Jose de Escadon in 2014 at the University of Texas.
Of course, they're gonna put a statue of him. They're gonna put a statue of Cristobal Colon everywhere. They're gonna put a statue of them everywhere because they done gave this devil their kingdom. Shapat, give me from here, right? I'm gonna skip you around. Give me by the 1820s.
By the 1820s, however, immigrants from the United States, Ireland, and Germany began settling in the region, especially farther to the north. And the Mexicans along the Rio Bravo felt increasingly threatened as the Anglos started to dispute their ownership of the grazing land south of Nueces.
Right. So Issachar done took this land and had land through their generations. As they start to bring these Europeans in, they start disputing if this is their land, right? Just think Hatfields and McCoys just with Issachar. And they would just go on the land and run the native Indians off the land and tell them, you don't own this land, your boundary stops here, and just keep encroaching. Keep reading.
It was over the Nueces Strip. In fact, that President Polk engineered the Mexican War.
Mm-hmm.
In early 1846, after Texas had joined the Union, General Zachary Taylor's army crossed into the disputed territory, provoking a confrontation with Mexican army that led to war between the two countries.
Right. So I remember we showed the video last week, but Kwashi probably showed at the end of the class, where Texas, Oklahoma, all the way to the West Coast was Mexico. And then the Union wanted to take Mexico, wanted to, push back on it. They made a deal to give them, I think, that part of Texas. Once they did that, that General Polk sent military men on that border to just provoke conflict, so that when Issachar and the native tribes would fight back, they would have an excuse now that America would now fight Mexico. And that started this war, and they end up taking everything. Right? Hold on, let me see where we are. Give me from down here. Right? Also with that thing, I'm gonna just speed you through from where here, right here. Also with that new Rio Bravo, that was the name of the river. It's now called Rio Grande. The white man renamed it Rio Grande, just like how he renamed it Gulf of America. He renamed it Rio Grande once they took it. Once they took it, he renamed it Rio Grande, but it was called Rio Bravo before. Go ahead.
With the new sovereignty came a host of new laws, especially for land registration, tax, and inheritance.
Right? With a new sovereignty, it came a host of new laws, because now what? They done took all the land north of the Rio Grande or the Rio Bravo, right? They done took all that land and made it their own. And now they rule in the region. So there's new laws and new things they're putting in place. Keep going.
The new codes were promulgated and administered in English, a language the Mexicano majority did not understand, and by lawyers.
Right? They made all these laws and these new things in English. They wrote their codes in English. Listen, right now the Constitution is written in English, and brother, you might need an interpreter to understand that shit. You might need an interpreter. You go to court, brother, and they start to talk about this habeas corpus and prima facie and what the fuck is you talking about? I don't know what this is. Or plead for, you're giving me 10, but if I plead, I get 2? Here, where did I sign? That's how brothers plead out, because you don't know what the hell they're talking about. You don't know nothing about what they're talking about, and that's what they did to our people. And that's how they took the land, with, you see, making new laws and then saying, well, this is the law. And it's like, what are you talking about? And this is a different language, and then it's written in that dialect, if you want to call it that. I.S.U.P.K didn't understand it. They came in there with fines and say, well, we enforcing the law, and just pushed everybody off the land and took it. All right, let me skip you down. Hold on. Yeah, give me right here. Go ahead.
The only thing we know in the law from going to jail is no contendo.
I don't even know what the hell that is. What's that one?
Saying,
no contest?
I'm not pleading guilty or not guilty.
I plead the fifth then. Like I ain't knowing nothing. Go ahead. Knowing contender. I'm gonna add that to my list. Read from here.
Okay, sir. From the start, the Anglo settlers saw the Mexicans in the South Texas as an obstacle to progress.
Right from the beginning, these Anglo settlers, you go down Texas, brother, there's a ton of Germans and Polish people and Austrians down there. There's a ton of them down there in Texas. That's why they all love Trump. They all love that old Trump, whatever his name was. He another German, right? And they, from the beginning, they saw all the Mexicans in the southern part of Texas as an obstacle to progress. Like, you just an obstacle. Now you see why they're doing what they're doing. Now you see why they treat I.S.U.P.K and Zebulon and them the way they do. And by extension, everybody else. Because right now, we are an obstacle to progress in America. That's how they look at us. They look at us like, this place could be so good if it wasn't for you. This place could be so great if you wasn't here. It's just a pity they didn't think about that when they needed their cotton picked or when they needed their wars won. But when they need something, we useful. But now they want to make this place better. You know, we are an obstacle to progress. The white man is an obstacle to our progress. Christianity is an obstacle to our progress. Islam is an obstacle to our progress. Child support is an obstacle to our progress. Weed and heroin and K2 is an obstacle to our progress. That fentanyl is an obstacle to our progress. The LGBTQ is an obstacle to our progress. That's the real obstacle to progress. Keep going.
And routinely cheated them out of their land.
Mm-hmm.
Often it was seized at sheriff's sales, and auctions for pennies an acre for failure to pay taxes.
For failure to pay taxes. That's another thing they introduce. Land tax. And say, well, listen, you own this land? Oh, yeah, I see your name here. Well, listen, according to this law and statute, you're supposed to be paying, $50 every year. You ain't paid for the last 2, 3. Shit, you owe a lot of money, hombre. You a bad hombre. We got to take your land. And that's what they did with the strength of the sheriffs. And further on, they're going to tell you they brought in ex-military. They had ex-military contractors who would be who would run boats through that Rio Bravo, carrying those Anglo immigrants from the south all the way up to the west during the gold rush. Remember that gold rush where they'll be crossing the plains? Not every one of them crossed plains. Some of them went through the waterways, and they would use ex-military boat captains and sailors to transport them men on contract. So from the time you leave Europe, you send in that money, they're going to secure the boat, they're going to secure a crew, and they're going to sail you all the way to go get gold. Meanwhile, they're pushing I.S.U.P.K, pushing Zebulon, pushing the Native Indians off the land. Where you reach? Go ahead. Hold on, no way. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. Right here.
Okay. Violence against Mexicans became commonplace. The whole race of Mexicans.
Say that one more time from the beginning now.
Okay. Violence against Mexicans became commonplace.
By this time, violence against the tribe of I.S.U.P.K became commonplace. It became the norm. It became, just what would happen. Just like what? Police brutality beating, that become commonplace. Like it was happening so much to the tribe of Judah and Benjamin and Levi that what? People would just slide the video up, scroll left. People just got sick of watching it, desensitized. It became commonplace. Now back then, there ain't no video arc.
Like, I mean, the class is fire. You don't even
most
know
incredible,
how
bro.
much I'm watching somebody in the comments and you just cutting the piss out of them.
Oh, most I in Christ. That's the Lord, brother. That's the Lord. Shit. I'm trying to tell you, we gonna work doubly hard to bring all 12 tribes in here. Right. Go do your research on every tribe, brother. You're gonna see this world done sucked us dry, sucked our soul out of. Sucked every ounce and fiber of being. You wonder why the 12 tribes ain't running up in here. They ain't got no energy left out. They ain't got nothing. It's the Valley of Dry Bones. If you understand what this world did to us, the Valley of Dry Bones would make so much sense. It will make so much sense that they just dry. Can these bones live? That's what they say. Shit, y'all out here, them niggas ain't listening to y'all. The fools saying them Hispanics will never accept y'all because they're dry. They're dry. They done been squeezed out. Every ounce and fiber, skill and talent and everything they have to offer, they done laid it flat out. And you don't believe it could be done, no problem. Just don't tell me nothing. If I'm crazy and if we crazy and we dreamers, then nigga, let me dream then. Let me dream. But when they stand up and they start living, don't come and say, well, I knew it. Come and apologize at that time. Read it again.
Violence against Mexican became commonplace.
Uh-huh.
The whole race of Mexicans here is becoming a useless commodity, becoming cheap dog.
Hold on, let's slow it down. Violence became commonplace. Read it from there.
The whole race of Mexicans here is becoming a useless commodity.
Stop. That's a quote from this reporter in a newspaper in 1855 in Galveston, Texas. Galveston, I think, is in South Texas. That's Corpus Christi. I think that's in the south, right? Southwest almost, if I'm not mistaken.
It's on the Gulf.
It's on the Gulf. He said the whole race of Mexicans in this area is becoming a useless commodity. So at one time they were a useful commodity. We don't have no more use for you. Deported. That's why so many videos we see is people who actually working. People who actually doing something. We got no use for you no more. I done win the election. Remember Trump was down there with the with Asha in Florida? And the woman coming and she crying now. She say, he assured us you'd only take the bad ones. Dumb bitch. Peras. Captain Asha teach me that one. Peras. And we was on 14th Street. You remember that 14th Street camp? That's in the heart where Latinos is in DC. Every week, some older sister would just go off on Captain Ash, brother. And Ash would just light her ass up. And all out here, some peras. And I was like, what the hell is peras? He said, that's bitch, sir. I said, go ahead, carry on. Carry on. Carry on. Like they would just hate everything he would say, brother. Because he laying into that Christianity with them. You get the point? At one time, Issachar was a useful commodity, not nation of people, not, good, not how they would describe the Irish and the Polish and the Austrian. They say Issachar was a commodity, brother. Brother, if you can't see we're the same people, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. You're dumb. You're stupid. Keep going.
Okay. Becoming cheap, dog cheap, wrote the Corpus Christi correspondent for the Galveston Weekly News in 1855.
Right. There was a commodity that was becoming dog cheap. So cheap. It's really a useless commodity because it's not worth anything. Because Issachar is what? Servant to tribute. Get the point? You see how I say this, the stereotype, it could hurt you. And that's in every tribe. In every tribe, the stereotype will hurt you. You get the point? It's the pros and the cons of being you. That's what Genesis 49 is. The pros, this is what you could do real great. And this is what you don't do, like your instruction manual. This is what this is for. And this, make sure you don't do this because it's hell. Right? Go ahead.
11 Mexicans, it is stated, have been found along the nooses.
Say it again.
Have been found along the nooses. 11 Mexicans, it is stated, have been found along the nooses.
They say it's these Mexicans, the whole nation of these Mexicans down here is a useless commodity. So cheap, cheaper than dog cheap. 11 Mexicans was found on the nooses in bulk. That's a dozen. Talking about the dirty dozen, that's a dozen knock. Go ahead.
In a hung up condition.
In a hung up condition. You won't tell me the Mexicans ain't black, nigga? What the fuck is you talking about? What the hell is you talking about, man? They went through the same thing we went through because we the same people. Keep reading.
Okay. Better so then to be left on the ground for the howling lobos to tear in pieces.
This white man said it's better they were hung and left hung up. You ever hear the phrase, you left me hanging? That's where it comes from not being cut down after you got hanged. You left me hanging. You didn't do nothing to save. It's better that they were hung up than to be left on the ground for those hungry lobos. Lobos is Spanish for wolf. And the lobos, go ahead.
To tear in pieces, and then how the more for the red peppers that burn his insides raw.
I think you need to read that again.
Of course, sir.
Okay, you could post it on your Facebook. I was looking for images to show, but as I'm going through this book without sanctuary, because there's some, this is a book about lynchings. I said, brother, if I post this shit, they're going to lose this class too. They don't lose the Iran class. I realize they're trying to silence me out. I'm out of the broadcast from the basement, like them old school, you know, I mean, rebel shows out. Read that one more time.
Better so than to be left on the ground for the howling lobos to tear in pieces, and then how the more for the red peppers that burn his insides raw.
What is they talking about? Come on.
Because Latinos eat spicy food, so when the wolf eat them, his stomach gonna be burned.
That's what this white man said. This bastard. He said it's better to hang them and leave them hanging, because if you cut them down and leave, because they ain't gonna bury nobody, they leave it right there. If you cut them down, them wolves gonna come and eat them, and they're gonna be howling all night from all that spicy food that's, you know, that these useless Mexicans eat. The wolf tongue gonna burn him from all that pepper they put in there, from all that tamales that they eaten. That's what this white man said. And you gonna join the FBA now? You're no good. You a useless commodity to us. You FBA niggas, you have become a useless commodity. We ain't gonna string you up though. You're gonna get cut to pieces. And with that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shapat, man. Don't follow none of these FBA idiots, man. To lock anytime. That was it, Shapat? Any morning? That's it, right?
Yeah, that was a good place to leave off right there.
He said this is the last thing. Lynchings of Mexicans continued into the early 1900s, with Canales family members witnessing one as late as 1917. And there's more. I just keep, just for time's sake, I try to give you all as much as I could. Don't never believe nobody that the Latinos is not black people. Negro is a Spanish word, mean black. All right, go ahead.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We had I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commander General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. Rules for new brothers and sisters. The new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. TITHES, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ishra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation.
No,
brother. Memorial blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Sunday, the 21st of September, 2025. You'll find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Also, once again, we in cookout season. We got the Fayetteville, North Carolina cookout, first July 3rd to the 6th. Then the Midwest Fire Weekend, July 31st. That's in Chicago, Illinois. July 31st to August the 3rd. Then we got the headquarters cookout in Harlem, New York, from September the 5th to September the 7th. The West Coast cookout in California, October the 2nd to October the 5th. And the down south Houston cookout from October the 30th to November the 2nd. Anything else you want to add, sir?
Listen, man, make them cookouts, man. Go see your brothers. Go see your brothers and your sisters, man. Get your spirit renewed and refreshed in brotherhood, man. Good.
Okay.
And pay your tithes. Pay them tithes, man. Don't be found wanting. I keep telling you, when the Lord come for that tithes, Lord, he don't give a damn about your money. The scriptures say pay tithes to show your fear of the Lord. If you ain't paying it, you don't fear him. And when he comes for it, he's going to take way more than 10%. I'm telling you straight up and down. Pay your tithes. Go ahead.
Out there, check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, a scarf. With that, I say I might give, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. University of Mount Shabbat. What?
Come.
Got your Matah, Saul, which means to turn. If you may stand, Michael. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister. University of Mount Shabbat. Mike. Rock. Got your Matah, class dismissed.